Bit of a negative one. We were discussing, if you joined us early on this morning in the pre-market, the keys to today were going to be about big tech, and if big tech could hold up following what happened yesterday and lead the market even higher. Turns out not the case. We are still seeing a little bit of relative strength in certain areas. One of those right now, Apple, trying to bounce, in fact, back towards 197, so still 0.5% on the red side of things, but holding up definitely better than the rest when it comes to not only the Mag 7, but the NASDAQ in general. We took out that pre-market high right out of the gate, gave you a nice opportunity up to 199. But trying to bounce right now for Apple, so still a little bit of strength in that stock so far this afternoon. There's 4%. This is crude oil. All the way back to 72.5 there, 72.50 at the very highs of the day, but trying to bounce off 72 right now. 4% back to the upside. If you remember 2 days ago, we were down 5.5%. So we've clawed all of that back and then some into positive land. Yeah, there's Apple right now, 0.5%. As we saw, Google, Microsoft, Meta, all a little bit worse than that, to say the least. Microsoft 2.5, downside. Google almost 2%. Meta not far behind, 2.5 for Oracle, Adobe, Netflix. All of these leading the way as far as this sell-off is concerned. But as you can see, there are pockets in the market overall offsetting this decline and then some, including the banks. Banks very, very strong today. Wells Fargo up 5.5, BAC 5.6%, Morgan Stanley 6.5% on the day. Again, all pointing towards lower interest rates to come heading into 2024, and maybe some more activity for banks to start lending again. Some of these defensive names down here, we had the Dow at all-time highs yesterday. There's a few of those names in this, all green on the day as well. Energy, as I said, there's Tesla with a big day, 4.25% back to the upside. Home Depot standing out there, 2.4% positive. The rest of retail under a little bit of pressure. But yeah, yields bouncing right now, the dollar bouncing right now. This has nothing to do with any of that, but MindMed is bouncing right now. MNMD, I just saw popping up on a scanner. Is what it is. The Qs, though, back downside a little bit here on this chart after, yeah, yesterday's Fed decision was all the rage this morning. And how is the market going to react? I mean, we had Moderna on the board this morning to kick things off. It was a bit of a sell the news kind of event. That's still crude oil. But Moderna did give you a nice move up to almost 95, guys, before a bit of a pullback today.
Yo, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. We are back. And yeah, the market is not back. The market is down, but it's trying to bounce a little bit right now.
Back.
We've got a $5 winner on right now, so we're cooking a little bit. And that's the only position that we have, and it's from the morning. Same one and pretty light. We just closed our WFC position. And as Brendan mentioned, man, the bank's super hot fire. And, you know, to not understand that would be a mistake because today, they're rocking, they're rolling, and they continue to go. We could talk a little bit about MRNA. I don't think we screwed that one up. It was just, again, very, very aggressive. Oh, it's back to 84? Okay, my bad.
Wasn't that was a level?
Look at this. We are right now, exactly, Obi. So Obi just looked at me, you probably saw or heard him, and he's like, isn't that a level? Yeah, this is the level that we were uncertain about earlier. Remember, we were like, well, we only have one level, and that is the pre-market level right there. And then I said, remember, right off the open, and there it is right here. And this is another thing. We're having a big day, and we'll talk about that as we go. But remember we said right off the open, we did not want to play a breakout. Well, it worked if you played that breakout through 88, 89 bucks as it was creeping. But then there it is, tops out at 95. And now here comes Moderna right back in. Yay science. I like Moderna here for sure. It's just we don't have levels. So like this is only a level because that's when I started my chart. At 4:30 we stopped it, and then it opened up again at 7. So I feel like you got to let this one base out a little bit. Let's see what winds up happening here with MRNA. I like the name. I think it's a great investment tool. Sorry, it's a great investment name right now at some of these levels, as that was pretty good, man. The more development of cancer-related treatments or whatever it's going to be, Alzheimer's, cancer-related, and we talked about the population only getting older. Somebody actually tweeted at me, I'll go find it, the age and sort of a graph showing that, yeah, you know, no one's getting any younger, and you know,
living a little
checks
longer.
watch, I'm older now, and as we continue to go, I just feel like mRNA, I like that technology, and from what I know, I'm not a doctor or anything, but they're well ahead. Hence their symbol, but MRNA. So I think that's important. I don't want to buy it for COVID. I want to buy it for future developments in the space.
Yeah, no, I think that's very fair. We talked about that 94 level again. That's literally the only level I have written down, and it doesn't really come in off the open, but you do get a nice fade going into the level as well, off of I guess some weakness off VWAP. You kind of break pre-market trend and structure right here after 11 o'clock as well, and then you break day lows around 85. So I think that's a decent look there. Again, solid opportunities regardless. Like Sean pointed out, you could have easily had the long off the open, off the pre-market highs as well. Maybe even a dip buy off pre-market consolidation lows. You can see right here that 83. This is actually 85 right here. So 85. Pop used as some resistance and then some support as well, and then that's confirmed right here when the pre-market, when the open kind of does that dip and solidifies the bid right above the same level. So lots of opportunity going both ways here today on Moderna.
Bombs the entire time. All right, I showed you this note this morning. It's kind of interesting. I read through this entire thing at lunchtime. This was just an opinion piece. Take it for what it's worth. Simply saying sub $50 billion market cap tech companies specifically could possibly outshine said Magnificent Seven going into 2024. One of them that they list on here is this one, GFS, Global Foundries, which I guess falls under that category still. Have to double check that, but yeah, that chart looks great. Back to $60, which was, you got to go all the way back to September last time we were up here, just broke through that last high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row here, straight to the upside for Global Foundries.
You know my affinity for higher highs and higher lows, Brendo, so that's all that in the chart. Yeah, my take here is NVIDIA and what they've been doing in the face of these embargoes that the Biden administration has been putting in front of them. So we know about the H20 chip that's being specifically designed for export to China. I got to tell you, China relies really heavily on NVIDIA for all of its GPUs. 90% of China's AI chip market comes from NVIDIA, so they're either going to have to find somebody else or this H20 is really going to have to work, Brendo.
Yeah, as we saw on this board when we came back on there, these holding up a little bit better than the rest of tech today anyways. There's Broadcom, AMD not so much, NVIDIA not so much, but Intel, Qualcomm, Texas Instrument, AVGO just keeps on going back to the upside. But nice day here for GFS in a weak market.
So I haven't looked at Global Foundries, but I know that we like that name. We saw GitLab. I know it's a different name, but I was thinking about like more recent or IPOs. But ARM as well. I mean, I was actually talking about this with Matteo. Obviously, you know Matteo, and you know, we were talking about sort of the sector rotation right now. And I was saying, I mean, we could talk about Amazon. We saw that dump. We're seeing Microsoft dump today as well, and some of these other names continuously moving to the downside. Well, I don't know if there's going to be a sector rotation or not in chips, because AI continues to be the thing. We went long on the 140 break. We also talked about 136 as a buy level. You know that? You remember that?
Yeah.
Well, the bottom was 135.75. Now we're in the money 75 cents. All you had to do was hold that 45 cents against you, and it was bought right back up. So I don't know. I liked it early, and the fact that, you know, Microsoft right here, we're in the money $5, as that's down 2+%. Seems like NVIDIA wants to hold. The reason why we like that 136, just the last couple days. It's not even like it's a big level. It's just it's held the last couple days, and once again holding now. So if the NASDAQ's going to bleed down a little bit, like it's sort of been doing all day here, and pretty dramatically at some points as well, and AMD is going to hold kind of the weekly bottoms, then I like it. I like the stock. And I mean, quite frankly, and we're going to have Frank on very soon, I'm thinking, you know, and like, look, NVIDIA stronger than AMD. And I was going to say that 450, and I've ignored this because, again, AMD was my #1 stock yesterday. AMD is not going to be my #1 stock today, but it's been traded well by me lately, so I haven't looked at it. But just like that 136, what about 450? And then bump it up a little bit higher, what about 460? So I still feel like there's a nice dip buy opportunity in NVIDIA, and 400 would be great. I'm waiting for that. I just think the chip names continue to go, and it's not shaking my head. It's SMH. And we also talked yesterday about Michael Burry. Michael Burry, I mean, here, this is right on. I want to say thank you to Adara for finding this once again for me yesterday. But it's this Michael Burry tweet, not his tweet, but a tweet about his portfolio. And this is the thing. Like I said, Michael Burry's, called 10 of the last one recession, maybe something like that. But here it is. His biggest position is a SOX. Can you guys see that's good enough? Anyways, SOX, which is the ETF for the semiconductors, put. So 47%, and again, they're puts, right? So it's not like he's loaded in with shares. He also, if you're going to notice, where is it? STLA, and it says booking, BABA. Okay, so that's it. So it's just, I thought maybe he had some NVIDIA long in here, but he doesn't. So that's it right there, SOX, and it's a put. So, someone's betting against all of this. Michael Burry's had some good calls in the past, definitely been offside on some of them, including some Tesla puts and whatnot. But again, there is some pressure on the sector here. I still think AI wins. So for me, let's go chip names, but I could see some steam coming out of them a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think, again, we've seen NVIDIA kind of pull back off of that 500 as well. But something to note here is we've kind of based out 450s, and we've slowly been making higher highs, higher lows and higher highs kind of back towards that 500, even with the market kind of coming down pretty hard today. NVIDIA has held its own pretty well, so I think that kind of goes to show that that chips are relatively all right. There again, a large theme of this year, Sean, has been AI, and a lot of the strong bid that we have gotten on chips were due to AI catalysts. So I think going forward, I think we may be able to see that same sentiment. But regardless of whatever that is, we're getting higher lows here on NVIDIA, and I think I also heard ARM as well. ARM very, very strong on the day here, kind of have some levels defined from before. You chop and churn some of those areas, and then you just step up towards, I think this is all-time highs here on ARM, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, recent IPO, yeah.
Exactly, IPO highs were at 70, and today, only today, have we kind of breached them for the first time once again. So this is looking pretty decent there.
How come I'm not getting more shares here? Am I not on Meta? 331.80. Okay, there it is. So now we're loaded up. We just took some shares here at 85. We're short at 80 right now. It looks like we're breaking a little bit higher. I just wanted to try Meta because we're at VWAP. So actually, we're gonna have to give this. I don't have that many shares yet. I have a decent amount. I'm gonna give this a little bit more to the upside here for Meta. I'm surprised this is popping. I'm not surprised, but it's starting to pop a little bit. Let's take let's take some more as we break through 332. Target is right around here. What is this level? That's 50s. I don't really want to hold it that far. All right. I think we got to do some work here on Meta because I don't want to hold it that far. Like, to me, that's if the market's gonna rip up right now, we're just at 16.7. This is dangerous spot here for Meta. Where are we? We're short at 87. Target area 331. I think we got to give this 50 cents, man. I think we almost have to give this 50 cents. All right, we're short Meta right now. We'll figure out a stop, but I like it, but I don't know. What's this market gonna do here? All right, short Meta, new position. Also, before we go back over, I'm going to get out if this takes 366. So I want to try to give all this some room. Microsoft taking out 366 will give us still $4, but we're going to try to give some of these positions a little bit of room here, as the Meta one is a little shady, but we'll wait to see. I should have looked at that. My out was going to be 332, but I can't just give it 20 cents right now. That's not enough. So yeah, I guess we got to go to 50s. All right, 332.50, and I don't love it. I might just get out of some here on Meta.
All right, let's have a quick look at Apple here. Not much to do today outside of that initial move to the upside up to 199. It stood here and stared down 200 in the face and just couldn't do it. So we have faded out a little bit today, but trying to bounce here, as I said, back above 197 so far today.
Yeah, Brendo, it's trying to hold 197 at the moment. Not much really to say about this. There's some stuff with respect to the App Store and how the case against Google that they just recently lost will affect them. We'll have to watch out because it's one of their biggest money makers for respect to their services revenue, which, if you recall, was one of the biggest or the fastest growing sector for Apple in the last earnings. So we'll have to wait and see. But today, obviously down 1/3%, giving back some of yesterday.
Yeah, 4.071 right now on the 30-year is the low. Basically of the day. The 10-year trying to bounce a little bit today. So we were tying things back when it came to big tech this morning to some of these downward movement, obviously in yields and the dollar as well. So it ends up being a positive start to the day, guys, for Apple, but not much to do otherwise.
All right, so just a quick little update here. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Apple. I think that was a really bad trade not taking that short through or against 200 there. We actually talked about that in the pre, and I said that because we know Sharif has some shares there, and we all do, but we were talking about that with Apple and saying that I thought if you were nervous about it, that what you want to do is get out now at like 198, 199, and then here comes Meta. By the way, I just want to say, I got out of Meta there at 331.90, 94, 95, and then we did reload a little bit here now, but it looks like it's going to take this 50. So this will be an L. It just will not be as dramatic as it possibly could have been there because we were able to get out. So we got out of half of our position. So now that this is floating up, I'm giving it to 60. We are almost out of Meta right now as that breaks higher. But I think that's going to be a fail. That'll be their second red stock for us today. Will be Meta followed by Palantir first, but Palantir, I'm so happy about it. Yeah, so there's the trade. Really stupid not to take this trade. I'm going to say that over and over and over again. Unfortunately, it was so busy during the morning. We've done really well. We were buying some other names, but against that 200 there, Obi, it gave it to you 3 times. Yeah. You had a triple top. You could have shorted 50s 3 times. Well worth the 50-cent risk. I mean, not just the fact that it went down to 196, but just to retrace back in. I feel like it was well worth the risk there on Apple, and it just feels silly not to make it. And there's the fail alert right there because Meta does go upside. So that's going to be roughly like a 40-cent hit, maybe a little bit more than that on Meta. So that sucks as we give some back there, trying to short this market. Maybe the short is done on that.
Yeah, I've been trying to go long Amazon, and yeah, it's maybe poised for a little bit of a bounce here. But yeah, that dump was very, very wild there. I know I was watching Amazon on that flush, got a little involved there, managed to catch the turn, get clipped while I'm away from the desk, but get right back in. But yeah, that wild move again, kind of Apple very weak off of those highs. We attempt the 200, we can't really get that far, and I think Sean is definitely right on this structure being very defined. You can see that it's clear that it doesn't necessarily want to even bid up into the 60s. We're at the $0.50. You kind of get slams into the VWAP, and then you start consolidating underneath VWAP, and then you have this morning structure that gets broken into, and then a retest. You fail that as well. So I think, yeah, this place right here was definitely a place to look at for a potential short. But yeah, great moves on Apple today, kind of pushing towards new highs, attempting the 200, not really getting through to it, and then you get some profit taking, some selling coming in to yesterday's range. So I think maybe some healthy price action.
I have another position, but we're going to have to wait on it. It's going to be Roblox. We just went long on Roblox trying to break above. So new position alert. Let's find out. That was a Roblox sound.
All right, right back to basically where we ended the day, back 2 days ago for Bitcoin here after the flush. Late in the session yesterday, coming off of the Fed announcement, gains all of that back and then some. We get above 43,300 early on this morning. We have given some back, but some crypto-related stocks still holding up decently well here this afternoon, including some of the mining-related ones.
Yeah, the mining names are actually outperforming, Brendo, especially with the actual coins themselves or the exchanges. You got Mara up almost 5%. Coming into key levels here, Brendo, we just knocked on the door of that 18, but you'll recall in July, we really spiked up into 20, so looking to make a higher high there. You also have CLSK, and I know somebody in the chat was scolding us for not talking about CLSK as a good miner. That's also up 5.5% on the day, and a nice amount of shares traded, about 28 million.
Yeah, pretty good day for the stocks, though. The coins not really participating at all.
It's a decent move up today. Bitcoin 43 almost right now, maybe a Mara trade or something like that. Our Roblox is now 8 cents in the money. We just bought 08s. So we may take a piece out at 10. I was actually, yeah, I'm waiting there at 18. So hopefully we can get that. But yeah, Coinbase, there it is. Anyways, there it is. We just got the fill on Roblox. But now it's through 19s anyway. So there's the fill there. Good trade, making a little bit of that back off of stupid meta trade. Okay. Again, look at 150. I only want to look at psychological levels because honestly, like I haven't sat there. I know I have a Bitcoin chart open and I have the real-time price right now, 42,850. But like I don't stare enough at this chart and at the relationship with Coinbase and Bitcoin too much. So right now, you know, we had that huge move right back into support, well, I guess resistance of 43.4 or so right there. Now you're falling back down. Again, Bitcoin looking pretty good. There's that huge move early off the retail number that we had early, and then battled all the way back and now falling back down. So let's look at that and let's relate this to maybe with Coinbase now. You see, we mentioned gold being at all-time highs as well, right? So it's no surprise to me why Bitcoin continues to make these moves. But there we go. See, there's a coin retest of those highs and then a fade right back in again. So yeah, 155 short, 150 long. That's the trade I think on Coinbase. All right, Roblox starting to go now even more. Like, let's just spin a little bit of money. Obviously, we lose on Meta, but make a little bit back right now. So again, I think the long is probably right, Obi, and for right now, what is oh, a stock that, by the way, we all tried to warn everybody on this, and everybody can trade their own book, and everybody does. But remember when HUD 8 reverse split? I think it was 4 or 5 to 1 on this, but like there's the split up to $13, right? And then now you're down to 9. We actually traded 8 yesterday. Meanwhile, crypto and altcoins going up, HUD doing this way because of the share structure. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention because we did talk about reverse split and how disastrous those can sometimes be. Here's just another example with HUD 8.
Yeah, that bounce coming in quite nice. Kind of missed out on a good chunk of that move, but we'll talk about that in a bit there. But yeah, another one I've been looking at, so astutely pointed out by the chat yesterday, is CLSK, another miner of the cryptos, along with the Mara and Riot, and it's been giving some solid action today, in my opinion. If you like the range trade, this thing's just been ranging a little bit of price compression as well, in and around VWAP, using VWAP as a core here. So a decent move there, and Bitcoin I haven't really taken a look at since this morning, and yeah, it's been kind of hanging out in between some of those same levels as we opened up at. We got that strong flush, and then you kind of reclaim and get back to where you started. So not as significant of a dump as we saw on Sunday on when was this, December 10th. But a nice little a flush and then a strong bid right back up towards these highs. So I think that's definitely a little healthy there for the continuation. Again, we've been talking about how a lot of these dips in Bitcoin kind of get bought up on the uptrend, even though the dips are pretty aggressive. So
good to find that. All right. As we saw on that heat map when we came back on at 2 o'clock, their banks leading. They have all day long. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BAC, all 5+% at one point today. And this all goes back to what happened yesterday. We had a number of price target increases this morning as well. But if you missed it, obviously Fed Chair Powell comes out yesterday and says, I mean, he didn't really say anything, but he finally acknowledged the fact that the market is pricing in as many as 3 separate rate cuts to come as we head into 2024. It's the first time that he has done so. We'll get Frank's take on this coming up here in 20 minutes or so. I'm sure he has a lot of thoughts on this as well. But you know, banks set to benefit, as we were saying this morning, and here's proof, you know, in that with all these up today.
Absolutely. JP Morgan, the laggard literally in the group, everything else up mid to high single digits. It's a good look for these banks. I mean, initially people were theorizing that the banks move higher when the interest rates move higher. It was a bit of a tough situation because they were sending out all these loans in 2020, 2021, and even early 2022 at much lower rates, and then having to pay out much higher rates for savings accounts and other financial products. So a bit of a balance shift there, Brendo. So the credit pressures, the higher credit cost, looking to ease a little bit here.
Yeah, maybe ease on the real estate market a little bit as well. Right on cue here, I just brought up PayPal, and there was a nice little uptick on decent volume for PYPL. These have been a little bit disappointing so far today compared to some of the other bigger banks. Obviously, the payment type stocks all gapped to the upside, test higher today, and then have faded off since.
It shouldn't, if it's not a surprise to me, it shouldn't be a surprise to all of you, because I'm not even, like, I'm far from smart. It's just right here on the sticky note, and I was talking with Mateo, a guy that works in the back, and I said, man, it's sector rotation time, and we said buy the banks, buy dips on banks, and we preferred regional banks. KRE yesterday was an absolute monster. I love KRE. I think it's like one of the better ETFs right now, and so I wanted to buy WFC, and I said, let's just be patient and wait for dips, right? And so there goes WFC early, and then the only dip we had, we bought. That's it. Like, it was pretty, for me, pretty simple stuff, man. Buy the dips. We did that on Wells Fargo, and then look at this. Look at this trade. I mean, honestly, if I knew it was going to be here, I wouldn't have got out at the day's high previously. But look at that. There's the out. So buy the dip. We were long at 48.80. That out is 50.31. So again, about $1.50. What did I say? 31. So 80. About $1.50, $1.60 on that trade. I like it. It worked out really well, and I want to make more of these kind of trades moving forward. Right? We did try, actually. On that note, I did try Citigroup. Citigroup was working till it wasn't. So Citigroup came into VWAP, bought again, got it back up before it eventually dropped down. So, hey, maybe the banks are finally starting to give it up a little bit. And here we keep on saying, what is that KRE thing that this guy keeps on talking about? It's the S&P Regional Bank ETF. As right now, wow, Roblox, 20 cents in the money. We just put Roblox on. And again, they talked about, we'll talk about more. I was going to talk about something about the midday show, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But look at KRE right now. Boom to the upside. Like, really, Obi, really exploding, man. And I mean, again, as banks start to come back into favor now, lowering rates, more refinancing, right? Not having to worry about covering some of their net interest loans. Like, if you loan something out at 3 or 4%, then all of a sudden the rates go to 7 or 8%. Now you're going to have to cover as a bank that 4 or 5%. So that's going to be a problem for, the regionals. Undercapitalized, right? JP Morgan can handle that. A lot of banks have no problem with that. But some of the regional banks, Western, I mean, look at WAL. As they continue, there it is right there, Western Alliance, 66. What? Sheesh. Wasn't this down in the 30s? Yeah, $38 in October, let alone where we were in the depths of hell down here, down to 15. Western Alliance, I remember, I think, Neil, it doesn't matter, long or short, but there was a bunch of halts down here, and this name was going crazy. Now back to 67. So again, guess who gets richer in all of this? Obi? JP Diamond. JP Morgan, but Jamie Dimon, JP Diamond, getting richer, because these are the guys that bought up all that First Republic debt and Pac West and all of that. So back here, when all the other banks were failing, all that JP Morgan did was went down to the 200 period and said, yo, pass me that eggnog and load it with rum, because we're going right back up to the upside right there. And that's exactly what it did. So Christmas comes early for anybody in JP Morgan. I think we buy the banks, man. I like the sector rotation. I'm much heavier invested in Canadian banks because reasons.
Right.
I mean,
yes.
You just know, for me, But I do own JP Morgan. I do own Goldman Sachs.
Nice. I think the move on banks, again, very, very strong. I kind of miss. I guess I mess up in the sense of just like I was looking at some of those Canadian banks yesterday, and I was like, oh, what happened at around 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That caused the strength.
Was there something that happened yesterday at 2 p.m.?
It's like, oh wait, FOMC. All right, okay. So we got that. Look at this. I'm just looking at Bank of America here. Strong push off the FOMC. So definitely the sentiment was very well accepted and liked for the long on banks across the board, not just American banks. So I think that look is pretty solid. Maybe we get that multi-day move off of some of these reference prices that we've had off of the FOMC catalyst on banks. So I think going forward from here, I think we can look for a little bit of a strong trend on banks, just to say.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. And the thing about banks is fixed income, capital markets, fixed income markets, you know, they're all coming through. We're going to talk about stocks. We have Frank coming up very, very soon to talk all about Fed rate and everything like that. I mean, I'm going to step on his toes a little bit right now because, you know, here we go, man. Look at January. You know, 79%, no cut, nothing, fine. 20% chance of a cut in January. March, right? For sure a cut. It says 65% chance that we're down to 500, 5 to 525, with even lower than that. May, remember, right now we're right here, right? So by the time May comes, hopefully we're down 50 basis points. And then as it continues to get better and better, that's 75 basis points. For July, there's 100 basis points. For September, this is where it starts to get, that's 1.25. Now, and this should be the same in November again, and then December. Okay, December it's really aggressive, down to 375 and 4. So the market right now is pricing in 150 basis points. Let me hear what Frank has to say. That seems a little aggressive, obviously, as we continue to watch out for employment. And we're going to have to see if inflation can hover around that too, potentially even get lower. But if unemployment, can get up north of 4%, I think that's maybe where their target is, somewhere in between 4 to 5. Mm-hmm. We'll see what a comfortable level is, and we'll talk to Frank and Brendan about that in about 20 minutes or so. So I think that should be exciting. In this new year. And now I feel the rate, like yesterday, was a great day. We had some bangers on. It was a lot of fun to trade. I want to thank everybody for watching. But I guarantee you one thing. The next few interest rate announcements will be hot fire because I'm not sure that anyone knows exactly what is going to happen. Now, if they come out and they completely forecast and the writing's on the wall like it was this last one, all the numbers fell into place and we know that they're going to cut or stay the same, maybe it's much more of a 90-10, 80-20 situation. But right now, as you can see, we just talked about it, there's about a 20 to 25% chance that we actually get a cut. Yeah. So as more of those numbers come in heading into the new year, we'll see what this market can do and see what some more of these CPI, PPI, unemployment numbers start to come through. Maybe that it's a very important day in January. It looks like it's January 31st. So we have all of January to go. Right. So those numbers are going to breathe hopefully fresh air into this market, and we'll see. I would imagine sitting here, Obi, on January 31st, and it's 50-50. Yeah. That is like, get your bracket orders ready, get your popcorn out, and let's go. Because a 50-50 number, someone's going to be offside one way or the other, and then bang, and then you're really going to want to hear what Jerome has to say at 2:30, because that's going to be a wicked Q&A. Roberto's saying they will not cut. Yeah, I mean the favor right now is 80-20. So anybody that's in the camp of no cut seems to be right. But again, coming up very, very shortly, we'll have Frank, and then it'll just make me look silly because the guy is fantastic. So, all right, next thing to trade. All right, DraftKings, we did have that great short. What?
What happened? Talk to me. Are you holding a piece?
Oh, wow. Is that trolling?
No, this is a genuine question because I know you're holding.
So, you see at the bottom how...
Yeah. Okay.
I see what you're doing there, Obi.
No. I usually don't really look at the bottom ribbon there.
Hello, Neil.
He'll be back tomorrow, Sean.
He rarely comments on my trades anyway, so that's fine that you did. But no, look, I mean, huge move down. Move down.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had that short at 39.
So that was a great price.
Yeah, I mean, the thing
to get involved, right? And sometimes.
We did this yesterday on Tesla too.
Yeah,
really. At least Tesla's a $250 name. So like when we take $2 and then it goes another $7, But this is a $39 name, man. We gave this is a 10% move, man. This is down $3. We hammered this, and yeah, unfortunately, we broke back above. That must have been where the 50 period was, or something. So we all have something to work on, right? Fighting trends.
Yes.
You know.
That's me.
No.
It's a work in progress.
But I'm saying what we're trying to do here is show that, you know, the midday show goes over different strategies, and they talk all about learning and all that kind of stuff. And no matter how many years you have, it's like, this is a good trade. I'm happy with it. But you look back, I didn't realize it dumped this way. I was just going to talk about DraftKings. But there it is, right? Like, give yourself R to R, like risk to reward. We talked about the punch out was 39. So really it was 20 cents. So 20 cents to give 25 cents to give you the short at 38.80 to now be 36.80. That's $2. That's 10 to 1. So it is possible. Often, pretty much at least once or twice a day, I'm giving at least ideas like this. Now, all of us can do ideas like this, and all of us can trade whichever way you want. And that's the beauty of trading, and why I love this job so much, because you can, you know, we can, thank you for the sticky note mention there, but the thing is like, it's not even about that. When you work at a bank, for example, right, you just wait for that one meeting that you're going to have with whoever your senior is, and possibly you may or may not get a 5% raise this year. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Here you go. Here's a box of chocolate. Thank you. It's a great Christmas present, so on and so forth as we go. Your income is really tied to maybe the performance of the bank as a whole, with stock options or whatever they're going to do. The thing that I like about this job is, and I'm going to have to see this, but my income and my trading, now my trading hasn't gone up every single year as a percentage of maybe, you know, how much I'm making. But as you can see, you have the power to adjust your own income by taking more shares if you found a strategy that you like,
Right.
you know, or adjusting your strategies to sort of pay yourself out. Is something happening? Microsoft was moving around a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit of tape.
To pay yourself out accordingly on different moves like this. So again, as we get better, and we've talked about how I feel like we've gotten better over the days and years, that, you know, maybe this would either be change the strategy. I don't think so. I think the strategy is working well. Just maybe add a few more shares.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when you find those things, that's the benefit of doing what we're doing here every single day. The benefit of being able to add more risk to things that are working, the ability to eat what you kill, so on and so forth. So these are just all little metaphors that really brings me back here every single day. Love trading and love the ability to not know sort of your measured income every day. So, I mean, this is another example. I didn't know we were trading DraftKings. It showed up. We applied this strategy, and yeah. Bingo, bango, bongo.
I think that's a pretty solid trade. Like you said, again, we all have places to improve, and I think something that I read a long time ago was trading is a journey.
Yes,
it's a journey. It's pretty much a never-ending journey. It's not like we're ever going.
Where did you hear that from?
Super perfect at it.
Is that a book or?
I think so, somewhere. I think it might have been, probably some book or something.
Yeah.
But it really vibed with me. I was like, okay, yeah,
We have videos that we did with Ben Zinga and ourselves that say our trading journey.
Really?
So that's why I thought maybe you were going to drop that, but you didn't. That's okay.
Yeah, no.
I've
seen those interviews.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing.
They're on the channel, no?
They're on the channel, yeah, and I think Neil has his pinned to his to his Twitter. No, but I think you're 100% right. I mean, we could talk about you. I mean, you started trading at home.
Yeah.
Came here, and now you're realizing there's a completely different style of trade for here as opposed to at home.
You think you know something, and then you
but
realize you don't know
as much as you thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
I feel that every day.
You don't know anything, right? So
I feel that every day. Shout out to my wife.
So it's like it really humbles you in terms of like, okay, regardless of whatever information.
Should have shorted met up there. Yeah.
It's never going to be all of it, and you have to strengthen other parts of other aspects of yourself as a trader to kind of be proficient at it, right?
No, I
risk
think
management and kind of like awareness and things like that as well. Really kind of counteract that lack of knowing. It's like, okay, yeah, we don't know what it's going to do, but can I manage myself and the position when it goes against my idea?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So.
That's what it's all about.
It's a big part. I think
Managing,
that's
I
what
think
learned is a
one
big
thing
part.
you'll learn with sitting on a prop floor is risk management for sure, because you get stopped out and there's nothing. It's like, what? When you're at home, it's like, I just got stopped out, ho
Oh,
ho.
I'll give it some more. Oh, I'll give
Here
it
it's
some
here
more.
it's a little different. And you know what? Almost as if we set that up. Sharif talked about it on his show. I forget. Is it D-Loaf? There's somebody in our chat that is through the campus program that is like on their third step, and they were passing some of the levels today and getting ready to go live. If you're in the chat, what's up? And congratulations. It's very hard to go live. There's no doubt about that. You got to hit your goals and you got to go. But this program is almost full. I feel like there's limited spots. Like, I'm not going to say the number. Maybe less than a dozen. I'm not sure how many are left. But you got to apply now. If you're in Canada, you could do it, man. Join all of us. Use our platform. Become part of the Day Trade the World community and family, right? Flexibility while you're still in school. This is the whole idea. It's called the campus program. It just requires minimal amounts of time every single day. And again, adjusted to your schedule. You have exams, whatever you've got. No problem. You know what I'm saying? You could do this at another time. Come through different phases, see them, go live, TMS, one-on-one and group coaching. Oops, I don't know why. Okay, that's showing up there. Minimum of 8 hours a week, 16 hours. Do you have what it takes? Obi does. Let's see if you guys do. It closes, no, we're accepting application. Start date, January 2nd. Start your New Year's off right by learning how to trade properly. And honestly, I think it's a fantastic program, and we have input in it as well. So I feel that, anybody that's there watching us now, join the campus program. I think it's something that you're not going to regret. So campus.daytradetheworld.com. Let's go. All right.
You made a great point there. Kind of, you're not going to get that kind of education or guidance if you're at home. Now, if you have if you have a mentor or something like that, sure, you can kind of accelerate your learning. But not a lot of like I've gone through a lot of YouTube videos, like trying to figure out different gurus and stuff. But nobody really talks about proper risk management. Like you can apply whatever idea you have to the market, but if you don't have the risk management to kind of
I just feel like we're actually the only ones showing trades. Like, people could say, oh, there goes Obi fighting the trend again. But the thing is that at least you're putting on trades that are real capital. We're explaining our decisions to everybody. And sometimes we look like complete idiots. And sometimes we got big trades. And at the end of the day, if you're happy with your own results and, you're getting better and you're improving, that's what it's all about. There's so many different kinds of traders and people in this world that you have to know your own style. Like, I don't ever trade. Like, we're going to go to Frank. Like, today, I forgot about this trade. Like, look at this SoFi breaking through. Like, this is just a trade. There's 920 right there. We liked it. We liked it a lot, man. There's the move up. This is my style. Scalp until there's no more scalping left. All the way to the upside. I don't know where it's going to stop. Other traders might be like, wow, you got to hold this until it breaks back down below. I mean, that's great, sure. That's great. But we did that. We rang the register. It is actually going to be my number one stock. And then what about Wells Fargo? Buy the dips. But then here's me getting scalped up. Like, thank God we held 10% all the way for up here for a $1.50 winner. But again, something we need to work on. Microsoft, short, 370. Boom, down to 365, $5 in the money. But then we have other trades, like Citigroup that, again, we still wind up doing fine on. But look at Palantir. Look at this one. Long until it's not. Break down lower. Look at that, reload short. That was a great short right there at 1830. But again, another opportunity that you're going to miss at some point. So I'm just kind of killing time here because we are going to wait for Frank. I want to hear what he has to say. But is there any other, what are you in, Amazon? Let's discuss this because, again, you're a trader. Okay, so that's what I want to discuss. Yeah. You asked me about it. I said you're kind of in the middle of that Amazon trade right now. And what I mean by that is, and again, we'll just go on for just a couple more minutes. Your short rate here at 147, I like it. If you come to my chart, maybe, Fabian, just for one quick second. Right there, that 147.25, you're kind of in the middle, but I like it because you have the 200 period moving average right there. So I think your Amazon trade could be okay. For me, I'd prefer it up here, and I think if, that's probably
I did get involved
safer,
there.
but
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was getting aggressively involved here. I'm just gonna blow up this chart.
I'm gonna look at my Roblox trade. Wow.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
Nice trade.
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I recognized that there was a lot of activity going on top of 148 while the market was pretty much selling off towards its lows, and I was like, why is Amazon not going? And this consolidation here, yeah, it's a little choppy. I switched to the long to kind of see if that buying pressure is legit or not. But there was a lot of churning happening here, and kind of you can see those lower highs building into that 148. And I totally missed the trade when it does come in and get a little bit of FOMO on that piece. But no, I definitely agree with you. This is a little bit of a diddle in the middle, in and around this 147. That 148 was a great place to kind of, it gave you a chance to really accumulate the short and keep a relatively tight risk on a decent amount of size as well, and it gave you the move later on. But no, I definitely agree. Diddle in the middle, not as high probability as getting involved up here, Sean. So.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of a reload right here in Roblox, and we'll take another piece out as it's trying to go back upside here again. So Roblox. We do have a special guest on us tonight on the recap show. It's going to be Tammy, known as the Fibonacci Princess.
Ooh, okay.
So she's going to be coming through, join me tonight. A new guest. You know, people want to know about fibs, and people want to know about like technical analysis, and she's another, hopefully give some insight there. We had Chris, Danielle, JC Peretz, Brian Shannon on the show, and then we'll add Tammy coming through tonight. So that should be really fun to see a new guest on with us tonight. And then, of course, we have the biggest and the baddest of them all tonight in the retail sector, as far as I'm concerned. We have Costco coming through tonight as well, and then Lennar, another home builder. The home builders have been hot fire. Are we interview or just? Okay, let's just go to Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Just real quick, guys. I have bad news, unfortunately. Frank is having some computer issues this afternoon and is not going to be able to join us. We are, however, going to reschedule and have him back tomorrow afternoon at 2:45. So we'll get his take on what happened yesterday tomorrow afternoon. But unfortunately, he didn't have access to the room that he usually uses to come on the show, and was trying to do it through a laptop, and it doesn't look or sound the greatest. So we'll try again tomorrow, guys.
No! I've been hyping this up all day, but thanks, Brendan. I mean, again, technological breakdowns, I guess that happens, what it is.
I'm only familiar with technical breakdowns. But.
Me too. Flat bottom breaks.
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll get Frank on in the coming days, and hopefully he'll be able to talk all about that. That's too bad, because, obviously we had a big day yesterday, and that is what it is. So, okay, all right, let's go. Now, I just want to talk quickly about Costco, because, they're going to come out with their report today, and it's, again, like, super hot. Some of these names have dropped off of earnings, right? And so Costco, any kind of love, like back to $6. This top even here of 610. I go to Costco. We shop there all the time. The best thing about Costco as an investor is just the service revenue, like the memberships, right? The recurring revenue that they're getting from memberships. We've seen Apple and their services, and in Google now, and everybody that can charge something, Spotify, all this kind of stuff. Well, Costco has that. Not only do they have the great prices, they have their own brand as well with Kirkland, and they force you to pay to shop there. And they have a great, also, honestly, ordered some stuff online. They actually have a very, very good online offering as well. For me anyways, it's free shipping, everything's great. So even Best Buy, like sometimes if you buy like a huge fridge or something like that, they'll still charge you. I was looking at something the other day, and there was still like a $50 delivery fee, and it made sense because it was a huge, I forget exactly what, I think it might have been a fridge actually. It's just Costco delivering for free, great products, great prices. I like the stock, and I think it works. And as much as I hate retail, again, this is a little bit more than retail. It's a huge big box store where you're going to go there and you're not going to walk out spending less than $1. So, that's that, and I want to dare someone to try to go do that. And of course, if you say that, then someone's going to walk in there and buy.
Maybe like their
14
hot
chocolate
dogs
bars.
or something.
Yeah. And that's their thing. They haven't changed the price of their, I can't eat those hot dogs anymore. Honestly, I feel like for me, I'm going to pass on those Costco hot dogs. But you know, $1.50, you get the fountain drink.
Yeah.
And you get the hot dog, and here you can
Solid
choose like
deal.
hot dog or like a Polish sausage or something like that. So, yeah, they have pizza. Fabian, I think, likes that. There it is. So, yeah, I like Costco, and nothing wrong with that. We are getting close to being punched out. I feel like the long is now in, and we only have about 10% left of Microsoft. A lot of the work that we got out was at 368 on that dump. So again, like when this market, I wasn't sure what we were gonna have happen today. This was down as far as 364.50 or so. Now it looks like we're gonna I'm just using 366 as an out. So we bounced off there pretty much the last 3 times. And right there, we will be out of this one. We'll fire it out. We'll take $4 on the trade and say see you later to that one. As Roblox trying to get going again, this one's not as aggressive. The trade on Meta, yeah, there it is again. You can't hear because you don't have an earpiece in, but that's the sound when like your little character dies in Roblox. Like either they fall off a cliff. Trust me, like that happens to me all the time. Because my kids are like, oh, let's go do this parkour thing. And then they're jumping everywhere. They could do it. I'm just like, I'm trying to do it very small. I always fall off. And then there it is.
So what was your video game growing up?
Well, my video game growing up, I mean, I loved Mario Kart. I loved Bond 007 for the N64. It's a James Bond. It was amazing. That was GoldenEye. It's called GoldenEye.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is too classic, man. You had Odd Job.
Very classic.
So me and Neil used to play this like in high school with all of our friends. We would run to, true story, man. You've never heard of this company before, but we used to go to Blockbuster and rent game controllers because they used to rent out the controller itself.
Okay.
So I had N64 and some of our other friends did as well. We had the game, but we never had 4 controllers.
How much was a controller rental?
Yeah, probably like $10 a day or something like that. Like, you know, back in the day, like $10 back then is like $100 now. So it's anyways, so we would rent those controllers. That's it, Fabian, you're dead. So it was, you know, stuff like that. And we would rent the controllers and just tons and tons of fun for hours and hours. It was GoldenEye, Mario Kart, and then what I used to do was Street Fighter. So like if you're in the arcade, it was definitely Street Fighter. And then a little game that some people may know called WrestleFest. It was like a wrestling game where you could be Ultimate Warrior or Big Boss Man. And these are arcades. And then, I mean, we should probably start to talk about trading a little bit, but it was also NBA Jam.
Ooh,
He's on fire. You know, things like that. Like that was really fun, those games. So what about you? Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Yeah, I mean, I played everything on. I mean, the thing about Nintendo that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, that's why we were talking about Metal Gear Solid and things like that. That's not going to be in Nintendo, but games like that, Sega Genesis, I used to rock, man, NHL 94 or something like that, where you could wrap around the net and get a guaranteed goal every time. That was kind of like cheating. But yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
N64, I think that was
WBY.
my first one.
WBY.
Yeah.
No. What about you?
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we went through. I learned that.
Okay, good. I was wondering if you remembered that.
No, I think N64 was my first console, and I think I liked the Crash Bandicoot.
Yes. Okay.
That one was what was it? Banjo Kazooie. I think
you would know
something like that. Yeah. That was a good game. What was that other one? Super Smash Bros. Of course. Come on, that's a classic.
My kids. So that was recently
an absolute classic. Beautiful game.
Every time my eldest comes back from university, him and my 11-year-old, they play the newest one, Super Smash Bros. Yeah. Whatever it was for the Switch. You have a Switch. So what is your console now? Are you a PC guy or
PC? PC is my console now. Yeah.
You know,
but here's the thing. I have a PS4.
Oculus.
Oculus? I haven't really gotten into the VR just yet, but I have been to like VR arcades and tried out some of their stuff like last year or so.
Right here.
Some pretty cool. The Sandbox VR just down the road. Yeah, I saw those guys. That looks like a really cool activity to do with a bunch of friends. But VR definitely changing up the gaming industry there. But I don't know if it's really caught on.
You ever play Five Nights at Freddy's?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, my kid loves that game. Right.
All right, back to the market. So I did get a little bit short here on the diddle, 147. Okay, so we were going to talk about what happened here, the Kwadunk back down. And okay, so I attempted the long underneath the 47 on the way down. So let's talk about not trying to catch a falling knife, right? But kept the risk relatively tight. I think I gave it like 10 pennies just to see if the buying pressure would kind of come back in. Absolutely not. Got smashed right through. And yeah, it was a little bit of a FOMO punch long because I was trying to accumulate the short above this 148 the whole time, and this consolidated from 10:30 all the way to 12:45-ish. So it pretty much consolidated for 2 hours, and I was attempting to get short at that 148, and that never really, I guess it did come in, but I was not patient enough, and I did not give it the right kind of risk. Got to give it at least to the consolidation highs there, and it never clipped those, and then you get this strong Kwadunk, and everybody's like, oh, what just happened to Amazon? Well, the fact of the matter is, Amazon was doing this consolidation above 148 while the rest of the market was tanking, and I was wondering to myself, like, why is this not selling off? Why is this not selling off? This should be going a lot more. Softies continuing to break down, and I left. I was just like, okay, well, this trade is done. I switched to the long to just to feel the buying pressure, and I was like, okay, the sell pressure is definitely overwhelming. Try to short one more time, and it was taking too long, so I left. But the move actually does come in later on, and I get a little bit of FOMO. So I waited on this punch. I was like, all right, don't want to get in the way of that. And I was sitting right here beside Sean. I was like, holy, yeah, you do not want to get in the way of those sellers. Those sellers are pretty aggressive, but we wait for that tape to slow down, bidders to kind of come right back in, and they do. Get long, comes in, double bottom here at the 145 halves, and then you kind of work your way all the way back up to 147, which is about a 50% retracement of this strong sell-off that we've had from 148 into 146. So get clipped out, get long again, because I'm like, all right, well, the buyers are definitely in now, and then it slows down again on top of this 147. So maybe I just got to be a little patient there. I think Sean said that's around that 200 MA as well, and 147 has been a little bit of an interesting area. If you look left on the chart, wow, banks are still going there, Sean. So,
I know.
This thing can't stop, won't stop. Apparently, that FOMC catalyst might be something significant.
Yeah, maybe.
Just maybe.
There might be something there yesterday. I mean, we saw that yesterday. Well, how much are they going even more now? Oh, yeah, back upside there with Wells Fargo.
BAC's about to hit highs.
I'm going to start a new position. BAC's...
Yeah, it's only about like...
Not in enough banks right now, but we are going to go short on NVIDIA now. Is this the death-defying trade here? Like shorting such a strong name, Sean. Why are you fighting the trend? Am I? You know, it's a nice move up. I feel like we're just coming back up. I mean, this is only 0.17 right now. I'm not super concerned about like this ripping my face off. It's already ripped people's faces off. So like this has already made a move. And right now, okay, 482.50. I'll try it. We'll try $1 here. So we're going to try $1 worth of risk or so into 482.50 and just see what happens here. I do feel like, I mean, I just kind of shrugged off fighting the trend, but we are doing that. I mean, the trend is up. When I'm going to look at the futures right now, you know, up. But this is what I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned, but if you're going to go short right now, we did get stopped out of Microsoft, which is looking silly because that is back down now 40 cents, but you got to stick to your rules. Again, things that we're trying to get better at. But right here, does the market have enough juice to go? That's the question I'm going to ask, and we're going to find out because we're going to get an answer very soon on this, right? Look at, there it is right here, Microsoft. So again, this is going to look bad because we get out on a 366 break. I mean, sure, we should have waited for this 20 level, but you know, again, what are we going to do? That's 50 cents gone. We took $4 winner. 50 cents, we just threw that in the garbage. We should have probably held that. But, you know, when it breaks that level and goes all the way back up to the upside, then I sit there and I say, why didn't I just get out at 366 where we were talking about, right? So, you know, it is kind of a back and forth and it is a tricky thing. So that's trading for you. And sometimes you're going to, you know, you're going to hit those levels. And it's just like right there on Palantir. Remember in the earlier on, Obi, I said, well, you thought maybe that I was still short. I was like, no, this is a win on Palantir. And you're like, huh, how is this a win? Well, for me, it's a win because we were able to get out.
Right.
So like once this breaches that pre-market top there that we sort of were talking about, and then that consolidation rate off the jump, once that is breached, we get out. So like, again, we don't disclose our share size, but even if you have 100 shares, you know, to get out, to lose 10 cents is $10. It's a hell of a lot better than all the way down there and then losing $40 or whatever it is on the way back down in. You have 1,000 shares, you just add zeros, whatever. So it's about saving money sometimes and then allowing yourself to regroup if you like the long. So yeah, that sucks. So what's happening on Microsoft? But right now, here comes NVIDIA. We just took some more short. We're short at 41.77 right now. So we're going to be out of the money. Look at the spread. So that's one thing I want to talk about. When it opens up, it opens up. So we're going to have to be very, very careful about that as a potential move higher here. And we could be wrong. The market's down. NVIDIA is still positive. So we are kind of going against how we trade generally speaking, but I want to give this one a little bit of room. And again, the damage, we're up more today than we were yesterday. That's a great sign for us, but that doesn't matter. We're trying to add more winners to this trade, and I feel like we can try to get one right now, right here, right now. So let's watch out for NVIDIA. I'm going to give it, that's 483. That looks pretty good, but 42.50 is the top that I'm most concerned with right here.
Yeah, we just got the close of the I guess the hourly candle going into 3. So I've got about an hour left going into power hour, and I'm just watching the price action of this candle close on the hourly here. And yes, Softy looking super, super weak. Same thing, a lot of like a clear downtrend here on the NQs. ES, sure, it's a little bit more sideways. You did kind of clip the range lows and then pop right back in, but now you're testing you're testing those range lows again. So maybe potentially support turns into resistance here at the 47.70, but we have yet to see. But clearly, we've only made lower highs and lower lows here on the NQ today, right off the open. Kind of setting a precedent for a downtrend.
There it is.
Saw this what Softy did. What's going on? Oh, okay, you got the NVIDIA short. Awesome.
Okay, so here we go. Again, we just got some out at 50 period at what was that, 40, 50? 50. So we just bid 50s, we get it. So that's 27 cents. Nothing. I understand that. We're going to wait for a break now. So VWAP is right there at 481. Let's see if we can break VWAP. I'm actually going to cancel that bid right now, 481.01. So right now, if you shorted with me, that's 482. You're now 60 cents in the money. Let's see if we can get this thing going, man. I mean, I'm not trying to get it going. I'm not doing anything to do that. Let's just see if we can hold it all the way back in. I mean, the 50 period is right there, man. 480.50. Let's see. If the market wants to collapse down, we're here for it. So here we go, man. Let's see where we go. So nice move back in. Let's see if that wants to continue to work. Here we come. Let's go. Let's bring this down. We were just like nervous about this trade. Now it's 50 cents plus in the money and still going. Let's go, NVIDIA. Going to be a good trade. Yes, sir. Boom! We're happy about that one as we'll bring some pain here back in, down into 481. You know what, Obi, man? I'm going to scalp some of this out immediately. I mean, we already done that. I can't, you know, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, whatever. Like I'm not going to change who I am. That just bounced down to 481. We probably should have took that, got a little excited there. Let's see what happens. VWAP, I'm always getting out at VWAP, so we should have just done that. 481.05. We'll put a bid there, see if it happens. Let's just see. Thank you, Tom's Trades, and thank you, everybody. That seems like it's a good execution. We'll wait on that one. Meanwhile, we just took some more out on Roblox. Roblox just dumped in there at the same time. It's going to be tough to win on an NVIDIA short and a Roblox long, so let's just keep on doing that. It's kind of a theory here. See if we can get some more cash on this play. But so far, so good there for NVIDIA. I'm just going over some of my trades. Yeah, so we did get out at 18s there on 18, sorry, on Roblox. I do have another offer here at 24.25. As here we go. Let's go. Let's bring the pain back in and get some Roblox. Sorry, some NVIDIA bids down there at 481. What's up, Brendo?
A little buyout rumor action here for you. FOUR, Global Payments, said to weigh acquisition of this one, FOUR in New York. Big move up here.
I pass it over to you, Obi.
Yeah, buyout rumor on FOUR. That thing is blasting to the upside right now, right here. So let me just pull it up on one of these charts so we can take a closer look at it. FOUR with the buyout rumor blasting off. Is that halted right now? Is that okay? So it's an NY ticker, FOUR. And okay, so let me pull up the tape as well.
Is it halted? I can help you.
Yeah, it is halted to the upside. FOUR on buyout rumors. Wow, nice. Thank you there, Brendo. I'm going to be watching out for this one when it opens right back up. Buyout rumor. So it's not really. I guess it's not really like a confirmed deal, but yeah, the rumor. We can take a quick look at what the potential buyout price is for the rumor. $85 price target apparently. I see that, but that was 6 hours ago. There.
Yeah, I mean, it could have just been like a rumor, and now maybe it's a little more confirmed. I mean, it is now halted, as Brendo mentioned to us. So potentially something getting done there. I mean, the thing is like, I don't know this company, so I'm not going to be like, you know.
I mean, it's going to have.
But look at this move up. Like someone doesn't know about that. Now you're taking this out at $76, $77.
Yeah, let's
right now. Like, come on, guys. You know, all the way up. Maybe it's something to get investigated. But again, there's a lot of names that are up, right? Affirm, Upstart, all this. So this is what it looks like when it's halted in our system. I don't know why it took a minute there to do that. But there it goes when it's grayed out and you're on our platform. That's what it looked like. Right now, guess what, my guy?
The Huller Club, another one.
You know, Meta can go directly to hell, that's for sure, because we gave that trade and that did not work. But look what's happening right now.
Beauty. I mean, Softy's weak. Apple, not so much. Spider's kind of coming back off of consolidation lows as well, morning consolidation lows. So yeah, a little bit of weakness there on the chips. Nvidia pulling back of, what is this? I literally have Nvidia 482 halves as like an over/under kind of a level there. So we are rejecting just shy of that level by about half a point there. Underneath previous consolidation lows. So I think that trade idea for the short Sean is absolutely solid there. This Amazon short, maybe not as much. I definitely agree with you. I am doing a little bit of a diddle in the middle there, in and around that 147, as that consolidation does a little bit of a build up into back towards those highs. But the thing is, like we observed the strong sellers that came in at off the 148, and I guess I'm just kind of speculating that maybe they stepped down, but that's definitely not the way to do it there. So I'm gonna be keeping this pretty tight and see whether or not it works. NQ's kind of pushing up as well. Still gonna be waiting for this FOUR to kind of open up. The last prints here were at 302, and if this is 302.45, so if this is a 5-minute halt, we should see it open at 307.45. And we got about 45 seconds left for that. So let's see how this FOUR ticker opens up. Now again, 84 is the projected kind of like buyout price. So it halted up at 73. So if it's going to get anywhere near the 80s, it's got a long ways to go there. So it's definitely going to be interesting watching this off the open. Just in a few more seconds here, if this is a 5-minute halt, we got about 15 seconds left for this to open up. So we'll continue watching this. This tape should color back in and start to move quite aggressively off the open. Any second now. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I guess it's more than it's more than.
Well, you can go into NASDAQ halts because it's probably news pending, so there
exactly.
it's not a limit up, limit down thing, I would imagine.
Oh, there it is. It's open. Oh, there goes my mouse.
There it goes. So there you go.
Right. So
counting a little bit off. But
yeah, it was a little bit off. It opened up a few seconds later than I expected, but yeah, instantly pushes up to 74, and wow, take a look at that. 74 halves. 75s. Can we see 75s? I feel like an auctioneer. But yeah, this is some nice volatility off that open into an 85. I think it was an $85 target price for the buyout there. So let's see what this does going into the later half of the day. Here comes a 75. Oh my God, that's.
So we actually make just as much money on Roblox as we do on Nvidia, and again, it's just a share size thing, right? It's like, you know, this is a $40 name against a $500 name or whatever, however expensive it is. Right now, you know what? I was looking at Microsoft. I should be looking at Nvidia on my other screen. Because Microsoft, we got out at 3. I mean, Microsoft short was, it's too bad because like how crazy would it have been if we would have had Microsoft right now, $5 in the money. We got out right there at 366, you know, off of this short right there, 370. We just covered that. That was only 10% left, so it's okay. But you know, here goes NVIDIA right now. It's trying to go. Let's go. You know, where is its home? Lower than this, 479.50. I feel like, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, we've had some big trades here before. Yesterday at this time, we had that $7 winner, potential winner on Tesla. And right now, I don't know if this is $7 or not. I mean, I feel like I'd be pretty happy with 477. That very bottom where we just came from at 2 o'clock, like you don't think we can get back there? This is an hour worth of movement to the upside, right? If this market gives up the 50 period, which I think it can do, I think like we can go downside pretty good on NVIDIA. So there's always 2 parts to every trade. There's many more than that, but there's always the market and then the stock itself. We started shorting NVIDIA when it was up about 0.4%, right? Now it's come back in, and I was saying there's a sector rotation happening. We were long banks early. I mean, SoFi was really the banger trade for me today, man. That happened right away, real early, and then that was huge. This SoFi trade right here at 920. Oh, well, the break happened early, but the price was 920, and it was boom to the upside. Like, we really, really hit that one. I'm pretty proud of that trade for sure. Look at Roblox. Like, again, with the market trying to go down, NVIDIA definitely going down, we're $1.20 in the money on that one. Roblox continues to go higher. So again, like another, I feel like a good execution there. There's a VWAP dip by a couple times here on Roblox. Sure, we only took 10 cents a bunch, but here it goes right back up to the upside, and now it's 26 cents in the money. So there we go, man. NVIDIA short dollars, Roblox short 30 cents. I mean, so far so good, man, as we continue to watch these names. The reason why I shorted NVIDIA more than AMD is I didn't have the key levels, and this needed to get to 139, pretty close. We saw that 481 level, 482 level on NVIDIA, and we liked it. So we just picked our poison with that one. So again, good trading over there. Hopefully we can continue to work. Obviously, we stepped up a little bit there on Microsoft. That was a good one. I don't know what's up with your 4 there or anything. This DraftKings is going to make me sick the rest of the day. Short 39 all the way down to 36. Man, did we have that one. I can't be upset taking $1. I mean, $1 is $1. And if you come to the club, you're more than welcome to come in. But I mean, that was a good one right there. Not averaging back into NVIDIA. And even if it goes all the way back up, man, we're playing with house money, obviously. So wherever it goes, it goes. 42. Our out is 482.50, so 50 cents worth of risk. We just took $1. Let's see what happens with NVIDIA. We're holding this for a whoosh down. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We'll get out. Is what it is. That's trading.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta try our best to stick with the plan there. And yeah, 4 blasts off to 77 before coming back into 75. So we saw the open at 73. We saw it stalling around in 74s. I was like, oh, here comes a 75, and it blasts straight through into 77s again. The projected price of the rumored buyout being, I guess, the first article shows about an 85 target there for the I guess what are they called? Buyout proposition or candidate or whatever. That's how much their target. They're offering that much for the buyout, and you get a little bit of a strong push into and near that 80 mark on that move. Again, I think it's just a rumor right now, so you do have to stay as nimble as possible. Again, this is more of a momentum trade as of right now than it is anything else in my opinion. With the way it's kind of acting, I think we can let it kind of settle down to see where it goes. And again, kind of keeping an eye on it going forward in this week as well. This is a wild move for this ticker. FOUR does about 10 points, right? 10 points. It was hanging around in between 68, 67, and then you get slapped up on the buyout news or rumor news into 77s. That's absolutely wild. I think after we've defined a little bit of a range right now with these candles, and I think that you can potentially structure some ideas off of said range again, kind of an intraday catalyst, right? It's pretty much the same concept, same mechanics here as an intraday catalyst on FOUR. Very interesting moves. So we will continue to kind of observe this name. Didn't really get involved. I almost kind of I kind of set up for the punch into 75, but then I saw the spread kind of run away from me. So I was like, all right, I don't necessarily want to get involved just yet, if at all. But yeah, we'll let it settle down and kind of do its thing. Softy kind of pulling back as well. Softy's on a run, man. Like today, all you had to do was get short.
Yeah, we're huge on
yeah.
Softy.
All you have to do was get short. And that is absolutely huge move to the downside. Very clean trend. If I can find my chart here. Okay, here it is. Very clean trend. So if you guys can look right here, MSFT, we can throw, you can throw a moving average on there. You can throw a trend line. You can throw your VWAP on there. And all of those things point one way, and that is down. And we are coming off of that 375 from yesterday as well, Sean. We talked about how that 375 was a great level to kind of get involved in later on in the day. That same price comes in right off the open, maybe not even giving you a chance at those 75s. Tapes kind of slows down on top of the 70s. Underneath VWAP, maybe a little bit of a better trade there. Closing, I guess, below yesterday's consolidation low as well. So with this market kind of looking like it's is poised for a potential turn here, we have been making lower highs. We did a nice wick bottom back up through into this previous consolidation low here on the NQs that I'm watching, and we're catching a little bit. So these are 15-minute candles, right? So we're catching a little bit of a second 15-minute red, which is about to break this previous candle low as well. A little bit of a different kind of behavior from what we've been seeing off the pop, off the bottom, and maybe that can bring in some of these shorts, bring those to fruition. And let's take a quick look at Apple as well. Apple's kind of a similar story here, a bit of a downtrend. The morning was very strong. We did clip fresh highs on Apple, but once you consolidate, you come back down. You can't really hold morning structure or pre-market and after-hours structure or yesterday's high of day. You get a nice strong sell to the downside as well. So let's see what Apple has in store. Now again, with only about 45 minutes left, we're right under VWAP. So I think the sellers definitely came in and around VWAP there on Apple, and across a lot of names as well. We saw how Amazon was consolidating at that 146. And if one could take a guess, it was right underneath VWAP as well. So very strong quadunking action off of that 148 hold on Amazon as well. And Google, we traded some of this earlier. Didn't really work out as well. I'm kind of forgetting what I did on it, so I'll pull it back up. I know I was aggressive on the long, so that's I remember that much. And we did get involved in that consolidation in and around 131, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just pull up my chart here so we can take a quick look at what was done on Google earlier today. And where are my arrows? Okay, so right here, yeah. So I interacted with that 131.5. What do I have on my sticky? I don't even have Google on my sticky, so clearly not necessarily a planned trade. I was like, oh yeah,
that's okay,
level
though.
from yesterday, maybe come in today, a little too aggressive. The trend is very clear. 133 halves, 133.30s-ish. Again, you guys have seen that line right there. Okay, so yeah, it's on this chart as well. That was kind of my level, and I didn't really pay attention to it. So that's what Google has been doing, kind of printing right back up. So let's kind of zoom this out. So we kind of reclaimed back in through this range there. So we do want to respect that pressure a little bit going into the close. Again, we did recently just break all-time highs. I think a little bit of profit taking is more than valid in or across the board, right? A lot of names kind of clipped their highs. Amazon clipped the 150, failure to follow through. Strong reason to sell, and where do you go off of a failure to follow through on the 150 highs for the first time? You come all the way back into the 146, so about a 4-point. You do almost you do above 1 ATR back to the downside there. Now, is it doing any significant RVOL on the day? Not really, just a little bit above 1. So nothing too crazy to really give us or really increase the probability of doing multiples of ATR today. So That's the look I have. We got a super chat here from D-Loaf. Okay, busting Jerry, I'm busting George Costanza voice. I got 2 qualifying sessions on the day, starting level 3. Day Trade the World campus program tomorrow. Shout out to Lars, my mentor, and Sharif, my main squeeze.
Lars.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
my guy Lars.
He's in the program.
Yes, remember I was saying D-Loaf is here. He's
solid.
not in the building, but he's in the program. And yeah, Lars, I mean, I talk to Lars pretty much daily. So shout out to Lars, and he's running that campus program. And again, another great guy, Dutch guy, Lars.
Yeah. I think I've met him.
Yeah, he's like tall, he's 6 foot.
Glasses?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, glasses. Wow. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it might be the guy. But yeah, so same guy. So yeah, shout out to Lars there. And shout out, was that D-Loaf? Is that who it was? Oh yeah, there it is. He does it. Yeah. So again, a big congratulations, man. I hope that goes well for you. And I mean, look, you know, if you have the NVIDIA trade, if you have the Roblox trade, look at this Roblox trade right now. Spin it. We're right back here to the day's high again. And we just tweeted it out, man. We just tweeted it out. We said thanks to Brian Shannon for all of his information as well on VWAP. We've been using VWAP forever when Adara first opened up the program. And we had Adara on the recap show as well. I said the only thing you need to look at is VWAP for now. And then now she's learned a lot more. But I really like that. And I want to use VWAP over and over again. And I do use it every single day. Volume weighted average price. And there it is right there. A couple dip buy opportunities. And there goes Roblox. The thing about it is, like, we can talk about this. I like the break, so that's what we took there. It just didn't fall into VWAP, right? And again, I felt like, and I know that NVIDIA were short, right? But I felt like the tides were turning there, that we made a little bit of a bottom and we wanted to go long. So what did we do? The same thing. I've already talked about what kind of a trader I am, man. Trade strength, relative weakness. If the market's turning and the market was red when I got that feeling, let's go over to a strong name. We went over to Roblox. As it was breaking back above, we say, get this garbage out of here. And then we go long. That worked out beautifully. But then it dipped back in. And we're like, okay, we are reloaded on that one. It comes right back into VWAP again, and we take it again. This time we don't take a good of a price. We take 12s, or what am I long at? 11s. This first one was 8s, but doesn't matter. There it is, a nice move back up. It actually retested again. Sometimes when you test too much, you don't like it, but there it is, another retest right up to day's high. And I feel like this is a good out spot. Let's just a little bit of a pullback in, and let's just get out. 40s. All right. Break that back down below 40. Let's cancel our stop, which I don't even have on this because it just kept going into the money. We didn't have to worry about it. But again, a break here of 44, and we're probably out, right? That's VWAP minus 10 cents. A break of 44, we're out. This is 40 cents in the money, so let's take it out here. All right, let's do this in front of everybody. 44.39. That's it. I'm trying to make trading as easy as possible for everybody. You know, and I mean, there's the market.
Not an easy task.
No, it's not an easy, well, it is an easy task actually, because it's just trying to make it easy.
Yeah.
It's not that trading is easy, trying to make it easy.
Right.
You know, and that is following your rules. It has nothing, okay, the way to be a successful trader is you have to have risk management. And after that, it's about share size. And if you can find a strategy that you're happy with, that you're printing, I don't think we have a negative day this month, you know, then you want to just start upping your risk, you know? And then that's really what it's about. Once you find that strategy, it's about maximizing it, understanding when risk needs to be taken and when it doesn't. Like, there's a reason why, like NVIDIA drops down here. Like, I'm just thinking that we have a chance to go all the way back down. If this is like in the middle of the day, maybe we just scalp this out, which is why we got out of 2/3 of this trade on the downside. Look at it bouncing off the 50-period moving average. Yeah. We talked about being worried about that when it was here.
Right.
You know, but I thought, hey, if we're going to get a dip, let's go all the way here. So again, this would have been a $5 winner against 50 cents worth of risk. So I know the risk associated with this trade. You know, so you got to do that. You got to put on the right amount of shares and qualify that with your trades. And so as long as you do that, I think, and again, it's about having the strategy, not getting stopped out. And then when your bonehead trades go wrong, you get the out. Yeah. Like this Palantir could have ruined the day, honestly. You know, but we got out of it. You know, this Meta trade. did look good at one point, but there we get out 50-cent hit. We talked, I think it was 60 cents. I didn't like it. I hated it. Our net is now higher than it was after this trade, but it allowed us to get into more trades. But look at this. This was a much better short right there at 334. Like that little, we should have shorted right there, and that brought that back in. But look at the bounce again, right? I'm not looking at Meta now to cherry pick. Look at the bounce off VWAP. That's a trade I just said. Those are trades we like.
Yeah.
But is Meta relatively strong? No, it's relatively weak to the market, so I'm not taking that bounce. But anyways, as it goes, it just keeps going on and on and on. So, all right, let's just keep on going here, back and forth with some more trades. We did like that DraftKings. The reason why SoFi, and again, we talk about timing of trades. This was the #1 trade on the sticky note. It's clear as day. It says SoFi $9.20. I want to blur it out. You got to go to @TraderTV Sean to go find that. Okay, so the idea is that, look, this was a great trade early, breaking 920, breaking levels right there on the daily. But then once it got going, it came right back in. So play the momentum early. Not much momentum now. So I don't think like I'm excited to play that break. Not with the amount of shares that you played at 930. A lot of trading, risk management, and then something else, timing. When do you put these trades on? You know, in the morning, you're going to get a lot of excitement. You know, so there it is. We have the high of the day, 982. Now, what has changed in SoFi's business plan in the last 4 hours that made this thing go all the way down? Nothing. It's just market dynamics creating this back in. All right, NVIDIA's back up. I'm not shorting this until 482.20. Okay, this is my stop right here, 482.50. We talked about that right here. I'm going to wait. Little bit higher. You know what? I mean, we can put a little bit more on because we got out of this one. And again, we are trading with house money here. The market looks like it may try to break higher, so let's go short again. So we'll take that. We just got short at 95. Let's see what happens now. Of course, it's dropping back. That's fine. It's a good trade. It's 20 cents. Let's see if it drops back again. I will take this out again at 481.20. All right, so we'll just keep on, rinsing and repeating. We're short more here on NVIDIA.
Yeah, I did kind of get involved a little too early there on the short, like you pointed out. Kind of a diddle getting involved in that 147. I gave it a little bit further than I really would have liked to. I had intended to get out here in the 20s, but I gave it to the 30s a little bit further than I'm really, I guess, or I was comfortable with. And it is kind of coming back in, so I did get involved into the push of previous kind of structure lows. So a little bit better place to get in and around some of these lows where we kind of sold off. That selling really accelerated off of this consolidation low break just here in the 50s right there. So yeah, you know what? I did get involved too early. Kept it tight once, twice, thrice, and I was like, all right, well, let me just wait for some of that structure to come in, which was about another 20, 30 pennies away. VWAP is all the way up at 147.90, so that really hasn't come in just yet, but we just got a strong kind of a little bit of a sell come in here, a bit of a turn happening on Google, not Goog, but probably Goog looks very similar as well here, but a little bit of a turn. But these were the same areas I was trying to interact with earlier for the long, and as you can see, definitely was not a long. This was a great price to sell, as when price kind of came right back into that 131.5s, you sold off quite aggressively all the way down to 130 before bouncing. So 130, again, kind of the whole level as well. If you look on the chart, a little maybe holds some significance, but that 133 was the one to interact with there. Daryl Finch asking me why short Amazon there. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. Just off of previous structural lows, sellers came in quite aggressively off of this low here and maybe off of this consolidation low. I was already trying to get short in and around these areas above the 148 multiple times, as you guys saw right here. So getting short in, does the bid holds on 148, so I cover, get short again, the bid holds, and then the bid drops a little bit, and then holds again. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see how strong this bid really is. I'll give it a few pennies and get long to see if we're actually going to be pushing up. You push up back through the 48, and I'm like, oh, well, sellers kind of come right back in kind of aggressively, so I piece out of the long, switch to the short again. I'm like, no, the trend is clearly short. but don't last very long in terms of holding it there. But if Daryl's asking me why I'm getting short here, it's just a little bit of a level off of previous structure where sellers kind of showed themselves before. So I'm looking for those sellers to come in, and we saw some signs of a little bit of a flush again, kind of coming in on the Amazon. But I think Sean pointed out a good point there. We want to look for to interact in and around VWAP for much stronger trades, and VWAP being right here at that 89.90, 147.89 ish area on the Amazon. So we're still about 40 pennies away from that. But if the market is going to look a little weak here, if Google is going to turn at these same places as where sellers kind of came in, and NQ still kind of struggling to get past this consolidation high from when was this consolidation? This was about 10:30ish, 10:30. So that's about 11:30 our time here on with equities. These futures charts are I think they're an hour behind on the reading because of Chicago time. Yes. So we're getting a little bit of a sell coming in, some confluence happening. We're just waiting on for the NQ to kind of pull back in. 16.7, 16.8 strong Quadunk. We saw what we did with that 16.8. We printed fresh highs this morning, but that 16.8 kind of coming in as a little bit of a weakness here as of right now. And here comes Amazon, 147.20s coming in, some strong wick. Again, this is a 15-minute chart. So on the 15-minute chart, that is quite a strong wick.
By the way,
with only about 8 seconds left. What's going on? Oh wow, I see that. Nice trade.
Money. There it is. Well, that was a good idea. Look, if you're joining for the first time, just do this.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
Honestly, because like I go on these tangents. I talk about risk management. I talk about like why I'm taking trade. Like, again, yeah, look, everything's groovy, man. I mean, there's another win for us. We're gonna be at the highest spot we've been at all day, and I just hope everyone what I'm doing, and yeah, just good luck to everybody. Shout out to D-Loaf and shout out to everybody who's out there. All right, quickly here, Occidental, right? I mean, we have watchlist.tradertv.live. Forget about the sticky note, man. Do we have Brendan, you have it up there? Let's hit that watch list promo thing, because there's so many good names on this every single day, and there it is. I can talk over this? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you sign up, there it is. You get the watch list every single day, and it has all these details on it. Yeah, groovy. But you have all of these ideas on there, and I mean, one of them today was Oxy, right? We talked about Warren Buffett coming in. Well, Warren Buffett, but Berkshire buying some Oxy. It just doesn't sound. I don't think Warren Buffett should be buying any Oxy or anything like that. But bought some Occidental, and the thing is like, over $588 million worth over the last week. And I mean, it just came right into these levels. And then of course, today you get the CL, the crude, up another but up 3%. And yesterday, if you're not joining me on the market recap show, yesterday I told that Chris Brecher, I was like, dude, you got to buy oil down here. He's like, oh man, I still love your Pan W call. I like that call too, but why not make these calls? I showed him XLE. We talked about USO and all this stuff. I talked about oil. I don't know if I like oil, but I like the levels right there. There it is on Oxy and on crude as well. Nice little bounce back up higher. So again, not only are you getting Occidental here, but you're also getting the potential to invest with somebody that now owns 27% of that name, owns 51% of Apple. Every time you sell Apple, ETF or Berkshire in there buying it. So it's now their 6th largest equity holding. That is Berkshire. All right, here we go. Part of our evening, you want to say something?
No, is that the infamous Buffett bottom that we've been hearing about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on Occidental.
Okay. Yeah.
$55.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's come down there about 4 times over the last year and a half.
Ooh.
All right.
He's just sitting there with orders, eh?
I mean, well, we found out today that he bought $600 million more. The thing is, this guy's interest payments or dividend payments from Apple is $240 million every quarter. So
yeah.
The guy's just playing around.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. The race to 1 trillion. Obi, you tell me. I put here chalk. I just said Meta is going to be the next one there.
Okay.
It's chalk. You know what chalk means? You're not a gambler.
Not in this context.
Yeah, it just means that it's like the favorite. Like
Okay.
it's just you're not doing anything like out of the ordinary or anything like that.
Okay.
So right now I think Meta, but right in there, like actually, what this is Berkshire, isn't it? Yeah, that's Berkshire. So right now, what do we think? I mean, now that I see that that's Berkshire, maybe, so it's on the bottom here, Berk, Tesla, Lilly, they're all right here. The next name, you know what? The one that could surprise everybody is Eli Lilly right here, because it still has a way to go, and it's had a monster. I mean, Eli Lilly this year, give me a break. Like, this stock has been a monster. I only got into it earlier on in this year because of some of the pipeline. I had no idea what these GLP-1 drugs would mean. But again, huge move from March, man, like almost doubled from March. Well, basically has doubled from March. What am I talking about? $300 bottom all the way up to $6.
They had a GLP-1 catalyst down there,
Well, it was, I mean, it's been in their pipeline for years.
and they finally came up with like results.
Yeah, well,
for
they
it?
finally got FDA approval,
Wow,
and
okay.
now it's been
That's
approved.
pretty big. Like
Not just for diabetes,
yeah,
but
diabetes is
weight
huge.
loss too.
Oh,
And
yeah, that drug can be used for that as well. But
so your favorite, Jim Cramer, has said that he thinks it could be the largest. I know he's not your favorite, but I don't want people to hate on you all of a sudden. He said it could be the largest selling drug of all time.
it's
I think that has a little work to get there, but anyways, yeah. So forget about Meta. What do you think about all these other ones? Tesla, Eli Lilly, Visa, Taiwan Semi could be the one there. So there's other companies above, Nvidia's above, and all that kind of stuff, and
Tesla's got
Microsoft. Yeah, Tesla's got some juice.
Got
too,
some
right?
juice as well.
Anyways.
Again, people have to remember that they don't only make cars. They're into like energy sector, and if you ever go on
There's
their
like a whistle
website,
you could buy.
and a flamethrower as well. But if you go on their website and read their what's it called, their mission statement, again, it's a lot more focused on renewable energy and like battery tech. So
Right.
I think they like I forget when it was, sometime last year or 2 years ago, they came out with like a revolutionary kind of improvement to batteries. Right? And they were like, nobody's really been working on batteries, and we're going to come up with a better battery. And batteries are used in pretty much everything, right? So I think there's
Even
still
those
there's
solar
still in the
packs
works.
for your house too. I believe they have something going
solar,
on there.
They do the solar roofs and stuff. So I think they have strong potential. Right now they're making money. They're trying to make some money off of cars. And yeah, no, they're a much bigger.
They're the only
than
EV
just
name that has a profit margin.
Yeah, like they have real substance in the game. So
Actually, BYD, I believe. It's sans the Chinese names.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want that Tesla 2 Model 2 car at some point.
Is that out yet?
No, I don't even think they're. I think we're talking about it. I don't know if
Okay.
they are or not, but a smaller form factor there for Tesla is kind of what we're looking at. You know what a name that's been really beat up lately, and again, there was some political stuff. I'm just going to talk about it because of Starbucks, and China's sort of on a little bit of a recovery. We can look at the FXI a little bit. I know Alibaba's been moving around a bit, but Starbucks, we brought this to everybody this day, this bottom day, when it had 21 or something straight down days, or maybe it was 17, whatever it is, in Starbucks there was some protests, and then, yeah, I mean, China hasn't been going well. You check out FXI, that ETF, it's not great. And China, I think it's 2,500 stores or something, maybe more in China. But right now, it's a nice pullback. We didn't quite get into a buy zone for me down in here into 90.92, but Starbucks continuing to work. Let's see what Costco off the bottom. I don't know. I used to be a shareholder of Costco. I was in at 50 and out somewhere in around 70 something. I definitely did not hold it for that long. I just couldn't believe the amount of money that I think like my girls were spending there. So we had to buy some stock to make up for that. But yeah, Costco not having a great day today. Is that true of all the retailers? Because we have Costco after market. Let's just check out what Walmart.
Yeah,
I feel like there's going to
day.
be a rotation, and Walmart's been a winner. So I do expect some money to come out of that. Although I actually forgot about that. Look at this Walmart earnings. Their earnings report was not great. So where are you dropped back into? I mean, the psychological level of 150 is looking pretty good, obviously. I mean, that's, again, I feel like data mining this because it's like, obviously it's bounced off of 150, but it doesn't look great on the chart, to be honest with you. I still think you can go lower. Watch out for a 150 break. And then the other one, to take one of your sayings, Target, because everything is French for you.
Is this a bank? Like, look at this. In terms of, I'm just making a joke.
Yeah, I know you know it's not. But the thing is like, what? That's earning. That's yesterday.
2 p.m. That's off the FOMC. That's literally off the FOMC.
So,
like if you pull up any bank ticker, you're gonna get that same kind of move. Like, look, you compare that, and I'm gonna go to BAC.
How many dollars was that?
I'm gonna go to BAC right now, and you'll see what I mean right there. Boom.
But again, it's so I know what's happening with all of these names. It's quite obvious. Same thing. It's like when the market turns around, they try to find names that have been depreciated and beat up so much. And I guess they went over their target. I mean, look at.
Hey.
If we can, huh?
They went over their target?
Oh, they went over there too. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
I see what you did.
But I was going to be target's bottom here. This is an earnings bottom of 105. Like sometimes when I see these moves, I actually get more bearish because like this is, and I'm not that bearish. I'm not bearish at all, really. But like, again, I don't know if we should have taken this level out. Like target might be overextended. This is where I feel like at the podcast, we could talk more about like our positioning and what we're thinking about for some more longer term on these kind of things. So, but you know, 145, this seems overextended to me. They didn't have a great quarter, man. I mean, it wasn't bad, but did it deserve this? I don't even think it deserved the bump up. I thought we would have stopped in and around here. So thank you for bringing this up, actually, Obi, because this is a name that I think has been overdone to the upside. Yep. This could be overcooked upside right now, running into possible resistance right here. Watch out. This is not a horrible play. Potentially something there for you guys with options. Definitely like something like a 135, something that down here. I think we can revisit that, especially if this market pukes over the next couple of days. Watch out for target here and a possible move. So
yeah, I mean, I would love to see some profit taking.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. And we've seen some strong selling today, and yeah, a nice little healthy pullback would be nice. Kind of maybe a pullback and a failure to follow through to the downside to really show us that we might continue past those highs as well. Kind of maybe, I don't know. Just a man can wish.
A man can do a lot of things. Roblox
Shouldn't
out.
be trading on it though.
Yeah, no, you don't want to trade on wishes or hopes. You basically want to try to do. But I feel like sometimes with options, that's why I'm saying do it with options because a little bit cheaper of a cost base there. And maybe if you just want to throw $500 at it, whatever people want to do, it's a little bit different than investing like 10 grand into shares. The good thing about options is you have 0 or 1 game. You know, you can get out half here or there though if you wanted to as well. So I would say buy longer duration on that. Okay, the cues. Okay, so here we go. This is the break that we were all waiting for. I think that we could have break this 50 period. Oh, did we get that number? Yeah, so Brendan, 10 minutes ago, 305 million to buy. Well, what exactly is Sean talking about? Well, these are the market on close orders. So the only number that we'll ever give you, and I believe the same is true for Financial Juice, maybe we could reach out to them about that number that they tweet out. I believe it only involves New York names. So I am correct. Brendan's just confirmed that. So when we're giving these numbers, we don't get an early look at NASDAQ names. We've asked people in our chat to sort of confirm if they have early looks at all or anything like that. But the resource that we have is all from our broker or from Financial Juice, as Brendan just talked about there. You know, it's just these are orders that are coming at the end of the day, market on close orders. So at 350, they'll all get updated, and then that will have an effect on the market, especially tomorrow with rebalances. We've talked about quad witching tomorrow, and
today should be interesting as well.
And today should be, but that number 300 million doesn't excite me too much. Today could be interesting. It does happen on most major markets, including Toronto, including Europe, New York, NASDAQ, all throughout the world. And we're actually with OTC Markets. They came and took us for lunch. Shout out to Jeff Mendel. And he was mentioning as well closing crosses coming, potentially coming for OTC markets as well. So that should add some excitement, needless to say, I feel like, in the OTC market. So if and when that starts hitting, we'll definitely be on that as well. And then those of you asking for an update options trading. I did go to our BD, and unfortunately, options trading is now scheduled for the new year.
Okay.
So at this point, we're not that far away. But I was also cautioned to mention that it's still...
Yeah, they might have to figure out some of the risk structure around said options.
Yeah, because we here, and if you're again, hit the like and the subscribe, but Obi and myself have to be flat, and every trader behind us has to be flat roughly at 4 p.m. Now, there are closing auction trades, and there are little things.
Leeway.
There is some leeway. I have to be careful saying this because then I'm going to get compliance messaging me, Sean. Don't ever say that. There really isn't any leeway, but there are. The reason why I'm going to say this is sometimes the closing prints will come at 4:05. So if you do have a pending order in there, that's fine, so on and so forth. But I do not encourage anybody trading earnings trades. They're very, very dangerous, especially on a prop floor. Because, we've seen stocks like NVIDIA hit all the way down, like it was at 500. It hit 470, I believe, and then went right back up.
Yep.
So that $30 on 1,000 shares or whatever you think you're trading in the aftermarket, it can be very, very dangerous. So please watch out for that one.
Yeah.
This is why we take profit on NVIDIA. It's ripping right back up. I am not reloading it at this level. We've just done 1, 2, 3 outs. There it goes. Now we have the trade. And we talked about where we wanted the trade, right? We wanted the trade. We just got 482.14s right there. So again, let's watch out what happens here with NVIDIA. If it pulls back, we do have we don't have a decent amount of shares, but we have some shares here. Any kind of a pullback in on this, and we'd be happy to take some profit. So let's see if this does make a move back in. We're bidding 80s right now to see if we could take 30 cents and then maybe a drop back. Our stop is at 50. Let's see if we can go 1-to-1, and let's see if we can go handle some business at the desk.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, so we just got short at 482.20. We just took 35 more cents. We just got an 85 fill right there when we threw it back. So, I mean, there it is. All we're doing is stacking right now. It looks kind of like this. And this is what we're going to do, man. Just keep being who we are and keep trading the opportunities that we see. We still have our stop. We just got out of 25% there for 35 cents. Our stop is 35 cents the other way. I'm just making sure it's still there. 482.50. So 482.50 break. We're going to be gone. We're giving a little bit more love than that, but that's roughly where we're at right now. The 50-period moving average is at 40. So I feel like right now, you see how NVIDIA is moving up here pretty decently, and the market's not doing anything, Obi? So to me, that's warnings.
Sideways. Yeah.
Warning shot.
We talked
Shots
about
fired.
That. Hey, that reminds me. You seen that movie Shottaz?
What is it? No.
Shottaz, classic.
No.
Okay. No,
How do you spell it?
SHOTTAZ.
Z.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out. How old is that movie? What is that movie?
I don't know. I think.
What is it about?
It's like it's a movie about I guess just like I think maybe like Jamaican gang culture. From back in the day. It's a classic. It's like a gangster movie.
Is it supposed to be like satirical, or like is it supposed to be funny, or is it supposed to be real?
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of funny in places. But that's what that reminded me of for a second. So I thought you might know that movie. But we got a super chat by Nicole Harris here saying debating holding SLM and Rivian options overnight there as we were having that conversation about
There goes NVIDIA.
Holding some options. So I don't know what SLM is there, Sean, so I did pull it up.
I'm going to ask that movie to Neil as well. I'm surprised that I'm stumped at that one because normally I should know that. Shottaz. I do not know that one. SLM, go ahead.
Solid trend. I guess Nicole Harris is talking about she's holding.
Okay. I missed that super chat. My bad.
Or for these two names, Rivian and
there it
SLM.
is.
I have no idea what these guys do, so let's take a quick check.
Yeah, but she's not telling us which way, Nicole.
Yeah. That's I realize that. But let's take a quick look. SLM engages in the provision and administration of education loans. Okay, so it's kind of like the Affirm and the SoFis. All right, so what do you think about I guess getting
the old Sally Mae, I think.
Is it?
Okay, so first of all, Nvidia's trying to come back down. Hopefully it does do that. What did I even put? I didn't even put a bid, actually, by the way. Hold on a second. I'm going to cancel everything. All right, so here's Nvidia. You know what? All right, let's just take a 90 bid and then let's go lower. Then let's go back down into the 50s and then we'll see if we can get lucky again. Okay, all right, let's talk about Rivian first and foremost. So we will try to take some more out at 90 there. We'll try to take 30 cents only on that Nvidia trade, and then we'll hold for the dream. So I don't know, Nicole, you are you long or short? Are they calls or are they puts? You just asked us holding them, so I don't know. But for me, it doesn't really matter. When you're up 13%, I feel like you've probably got a lot of premium here, and you probably want to sell them. Whatever way you are, it's a huge move today. I don't know if we're going to have huge moves tomorrow. So whether or not you're in a call or a put, I'm not even sure it matters. If you have profit today, they're probably exploding one way or the other. I would say cash half out. I mean, tomorrow's Friday. Anything could happen off the open. So I would say get aggressive there and watch out for that. SLM, again, another big move today. Actually, only 3%. I guess it was a little bit higher earlier. Nice long there coming back in. I don't know enough about this company really to talk about it. So again, on a chart right now, like, why are all these lines here? I got rid of all these lines on this chart. My layout is like whack. All right, so yeah, nice move. So if you have calls, I think I like to hold this. The other way around, though, on Rivian, I would say sell, depending on whatever way you are. I'm pretty sure I didn't have these lines here earlier today.
Yeah, what are some of those? I mean,
they're the same as everything. It's the same as this, man. It's like
VWAP?
the 50, the 200, and the VWAP. But I don't look at, first of all, we're only 30 seconds away. I'll adjust this as we go. All right, so I'm in NVIDIA. Looks like we're going to get blown out of this. So let's go quickly and see these imbalances. It's never a good idea to hold stuff into the imbalance, because if this comes a bid, right, it's going to blast higher. And then I'm just sitting there like, oh, now what are you going to do? But here it is. We already have our stop. So when it blasts higher, it will go. We are 10 seconds away from getting this market on close and balance data. If it's a sell, this should tank. If it's a bid, we should be able to get out. So here we go, 3, 2, and 1. So here it is, the move down. It looks like it's going to be a buy. There it is. We are now out. That's fine. We'll slap a fail on it. Again, it's 30 cents. We already took the 30-cent winner on a quarter, but we will lose on the last little bit of that. So let's see what that number is. Brendan just gives us 200. So it was 300 to buy. Now it's 200 to sell. All right, so let's get rid of broker now, so we don't have to double see some of them. So NYSE, NASDAQ. So we have Go EV with a sell. It's only 26 cents. Ford is $12. Wow, we woo-wah there for Ford. Wow, what a big move Ford is experiencing right now. Nice one, guy, for that. Nice move up for Ford today. Ford up 7%. Say what? Nice move up there for Ford. Wow, I did not expect that. Lucid as well, $5. Nice bounce back. I believe that was at 420. Just nope. Okay, whatever. Pun not intended, but I feel like that is the low for Lucid. Intel with the nice bid as well, starting to go upside right now. So again, all these names that I'm talking about are NASDAQ names. That number that Brendo gave us, not NASDAQ specific. So get ready for that one. Nice moves upside. Other than that, there isn't too many other names. Of course, the banks continue to be super strong. They're up 5% for BAC. Join me in just a couple minutes as we'll have Fibonacci Princess, a brand new guest coming on. You can tell me if you like her or not. She's going to be coming on there at 4:15 with me, and then we'll go over all these sector recaps as well. Oil's having itself a day up 3%. So are the banks, man. It's going to be a good day here today. Comcast with a little bit of a sell. I know there's some traders trading that, and that's had a nice move off the bottom as well. So imbalances, 200 million to sell. I'm going to clean this chart up. Anything for you? You're flat.
Yeah.
I'm flat too.
Looking at too
hey,
much right now.
We both flat. What's so funny about that? We're not both. It's kind of strange because normally we're not flat at this time, but I'm just trying to get out of some positions. But that NVIDIA did take me out. I'm going to try to fix this chart up because it's really bugging me.
Yeah, I'm just. I guess again, I think I'm pretty much done for the day here, with only about a few minutes left. Again, we talked about the NQ kind of just being teetering sideways. So I don't think there's too much for me left on the board as of right now when it comes to some of these large caps. So yeah, I'm just gonna be watching for whatever may move. But yeah, let us know in the chat. What are some names that you guys have traded today, made some money, lost some money on? Curious to know. We can take a quick look at them. We only got about 8 minutes left before the bell. So if you guys want, we can take a quick review, a look at some of those names that you guys may have been trading today. So throw those up in the chat, and we will take a look at them in a couple of minutes as Sean makes his way over for the market recap show. So you guys got to stick around for that as well. Not really seeing too much here. Okay, people talking about Adobe, Tesla, Coin, Rivian, Affirm, Eli Lilly, Riot. Okay, so all right. We'll take a quick look at some of those right now here as I am watching some other tickers as well. But okay, so Adobe. Yeah, let's start out with that one because that's the first one I see here on the list. And yeah, they had earnings today, right? So I don't think that's, is that it? What's going on? That should be it. Here. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. So what did we do today? Day one earnings of Adobe. I think a lot of people were talking about this being maybe a similar play to that of Oracle. And if you guys remember, Oracle kind of sold off on earnings day one as well there. So yeah, bit of a similar move. We got some pre-market highs that we faded off of, 600 flush off the open, and then consolidation in and around VWAP, but overall kind of a downtrend and making fresh lows on the day. Haven't really violated earnings reaction low here, down at 567 or the high, but kind of consolidating in and around that range. So nice look there on Adobe, kind of giving you I guess a good shorting opportunity, but potential longs into VWAP reversions as well here on Adobe. Rivian, of course, we talked about. Let's see some tickers that we haven't necessarily seen today. CrowdStrike, kind of one of them as well. CrowdStrike Holdings here. At the same prices that it was yesterday, right? We sold off quite heavily, 257 down into 248, so that's about a 10-point move on CrowdStrike. But take a look, take a little bit of look left. We've been trending up, and where does that selling kind of stop in its tracks? Literally yesterday's day low, which was Tuesday's consolidation low, and then which was also Monday's high of day. So a nice little bounce off that 248 there on CrowdStrike, and they're kind of coming back in, reverting that 10-point move back up into the price action that we've had today. Someone talking about Oracle as well. So yeah, I am interested in Oracle. I did have it down on my sticky note today, looking for a potential continuation of that day one short, and we got that. We got that right off the open, and I was like, I think we talked about this, that 103, very, very interesting price. We saw some interesting price action happen in and around some of those prices earlier on today, and yeah, so or earlier on day one, and today we saw that strong sell come right back in and give us the 100 test. Now 100 was the other level I was watching. There was no real follow through on the break of that 100, and now we're just consolidating on top of that. So not really anything too crazy after that strong move to the downside in the pre-market / off the open as well. So that's pretty solid there. Okay, so
all right, I'll just talk for a couple seconds. Yeah, I want to make sure we got all set up. We do join us tonight as we have brand new guest. Actually, I just retweeted it. Thanks Ramin and Fabian for doing that. But where is it? Here it is, right here. So call it over. I just want to show everybody because here it is. It's Trader Tammy, right, coming through here, coming tonight. So the Fibonacci Princess will be on. We'll talk all about trading and some levels, and she has some upside targets in the S&P that we're going to talk about as well. So really happy to have that. Make sure you do join me. And again, I just want to, with only a couple more minutes left, I'm going to go back over there. But again, thank you, Obi, so much for always filling in. for Neil and myself. It's been a super fun couple days. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a little bit, and I hope that everybody's learned a lot from you as well. So.
I'm perpetually learning from all of you. Again, being around more experienced traders, I believe that there's a lot of value that I can kind of extract from your guys' experiences and all the wisdom you guys drop. So I'm really thankful and appreciative of said advice and tips there. So I hope you guys are all listening. Again, I know nothing. These guys have been in the game for over 10 years, 10, 15 years. So
Costco, man,
dropping a lot of knowledge all the time. So
you a Costco member, your family? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we like shopping at Costco. I like their muffins. Their muffins are so.
With the muffins,
Yeah. That chocolate chip.
Thank you, great now.
Yeah, we've got a little
the
bit
chocolate
of
chip I was going to ask you. I kind of like the banana. What is there, a banana walnut or something?
Yeah, that one's good. That one's not bad either.
I like the banana walnut. A little sneaky play there.
Eat too much of that chocolate one, you might get a little stomach ache. But I've definitely been there, done that many times over. But it tastes so good.
It's just everything is so good. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adam. Adam's been trading for 9 years, man. That's amazing as well. All right, with only 2 minutes left, Obi, again, thank you so much. We have Costco on board. We have Lennar on board. We're going to talk a little bit about the Fed as well, so it should be a good show. Yep. Only a minute and a half left. Neil will be back tomorrow, but thank you so much. Adaro will ring the bell, and make sure that everybody does this.
Hola, like and subscribe today.
All right.
Don't forget.
I'm out of here, and I will go back over. All right, have a great Friday, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Nice trading alongside you, Sean, as always. All right, so we kind of going back to that Nanya Biz muffin, man. I like that. Quan Tran, good advice. I think I normally do that, but sometimes kind of in the moment of coming up with words and having to continue talk, I do kind of repeat myself sometimes. So that's a good tip. I will pause a little bit more there and be a little bit more thoughtful. I think that's normally how I kind of execute the speech. But being on the show, it's a little bit. I guess I wouldn't call it nerve-wracking, but like you're always saying something, right? So strong selling kind of happening here on. Well, I was looking at the chart on my screen there. Uber kind of an interesting move going into the close. Again, we know it's getting added. First day going to be trading on the S&P on Monday here. So with only about 15 seconds left, I got to find my countdown timer real quick. Okay, so right there. Did I get it right this time? All right, so 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A little bit too early. Thank you, Adara, and thank you to everyone who spent your time with us today. Hopefully, you learned a thing or two of what to do, what not to do. Again, some solid learning from me. I didn't have too many green trades on the day. A lot of getting chopped up and not really holding onto the trades that actually did work out through the 148. I like that one as well. The 150 again. I kind of chased the long into the 150. Strong selling, strong reason to sell as well back through the 150, and we've only been downtrending all day, so maybe a little bit of a lick grab of those highs and some profit taking back down as we do almost a 5-point move to the downside. So I think that's a pretty awesome move, and I'll be looking forward to some great movements going forward. Again, tomorrow being Friday, big rebalance day, and I'm talking too much here. Without any further ado, stick around, guys. We're going to be passing it over to Sean at the big desk for the market recap. Take care.
Thank you, Obi. Yes, indeed, it is the market recap. Thank you so much for everybody staying late with me, because we talked about this, man. Traders stay late, and you guys are here now. It's 4 o'clock. The market finite. But we have a great rundown today. Like, I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for it every day. But tonight we also have a Thursday night football game, and we have a brand new guest coming through today as well. Tammy, the Fibonacci princess, will be coming through, and that should be fun. So we'll talk a little bit about that. A shout out to everybody that's with me right now. You're now rocking with the best recap show. So let's start. There it is right there. Sector recap followed by Costco earnings. And we also do have a big sponsor, of course, and it is Benzinga. So if you come over to my screen right now, you're going to see everything as the numbers come out here for Costco, for Lennar, for any major company. We're going to be dropping them for you immediately. We're also going to look at the stock. What does the stock do? We're gonna have a daily chart up here. Costco's really been rocking. Let's see if it does pull back in today, back down through. And then we also do have our friends over there at Trade Ideas. And whoopsies, as I just double click things and it just goes maximum screen right now. Double click again. Uh-oh. All right, back in. All right, here it is. I can't, okay, there it is, all right. We're gonna run this. This is the scanner here into the aftermarket. So anything, there we go, maybe if I just drag it like that, that's a little bit better. Anything that pops up here on the scanner is gonna show us what's moving here in the aftermarket. So any sort of a news story that drops, anything like that, we'll have it right here, including, of course, earnings, and we're going to use Benzinga Pro for that. So when they come out, we'll have it. What a big move today. Again, look at some of these sectors. Interest rate sensitive sectors like TAN, right? What is TAN? I mean, I don't have much of one right now, but solar ETF, right? So this Invesco solar ETF, as rates become a little more affordable, maybe guys like me can eventually put those solar panels on the roof. Not just me, but what about corporations, right? It's going to be hard to explain, hey, here's 500 grand for solar power. Meanwhile, we're bleeding money every month, right? So watch out for this. TAN really bouncing back off, right? So nice move back up there. Again, I thought I had the 200 period moving average. Man, everything has just changed for me around here. Let's add something right now for this. Let's add an indicator, right? So this is, that's create price alerts. This is, the Alpha Trends VWAP indicators right there as well. Chart type, where's indicators? Time frame? Let's just right click. I want to put up here a 200 period moving average, because if we don't have that, then in my opinion, we don't have anything. There's SMA. Yeah, it's funny that we don't have it on here. So let's add one. Let's add the we just added that again. Let's add the 200 period. Let's make that green. Why? Because I like green. Set color rares. So it matches everything that we have. It's a 200 period moving average, which is what we want right there. So now we will say add to that. And there we go. And let's edit it, because I just think I got 2 on there. All right, SMA 50, right, we do not need an SMA 20. So let's remove that, and I don't use VWAP either on a daily chart. So let's remove that and push save. Okay, here we go. So there's Costco. Again, nice move to the downside. That's TAN. Still needs to get back to 62 bucks as we await Costco earnings today. But look at TAN, nice move upside. So what does that mean? Probably Enphase also making that move back up today. Enphase, again, on the daily chart. Give us 11% today for Enphase, banging it up, back up to the upside. What does Enphase look like on a 3-minute? Actually, let's go to a 10-minute chart today. Yeah, so it just kept going, bouncing off of 120. Wow, I cannot believe that, man. Enphase got killed recently on that daily chart. What a move back for Enphase. That's $75, guys. $75 on November 10th, 120 today. Hello. All right, what we're waiting for is Lennar to come out. But look, we talked about some of the homeowners and home builders. Starting here with Lennar coming out today, DR Horton going to the upside as well. DHI is the symbol. Nice little move back. Look at this, bouncing off 70, comes right back into sort of those May lows, and then really on fire. You're not going to find an ETF that actually is too much more aggressive than this one. Bouncing again. What do I have here as an indicator? Hold on a second here. Is that VWAP? Where's my indicators? I thought I got rid of it. That's a 50 period SMA. Okay, so that's good for me. Okay, so the 50 period SMA right there, downside. We should actually, let's edit that in front of this as just real quickly, guys, here. We're doing this all on the fly. This should be pink for me, so that way I will not forget it. So we'll go like that, we'll go okay, and we'll go okay. All right, save. There it is, close, much better. All right, so XHP, nice upside. How about those regional banks, right? We talked about net interest margin, things like that, as their loans come back in, as rates drop. We talked about the 10-year there, hitting 4, coming back in again. So that's gonna help the KRE and some of these regional banks going to the upside. We talked about Western Alliance. Remember how low that name got into the teens? Well, you're back to $66 now. No share engineered necessary there. It's a nice move back up. And look at this. I guess everything's fine. Unfortunately, First Republic and Pac West, First Republic, Gonzo, they suffered down there. Wall allowed to breathe all the way back up to the upside. It's just funny how, some banks get saved, some get allowed to get traded, and you could see a nice upside move right there for KRE. OIH, we finally get a relief rally here in oil. And again, no surprise there as some of the rallies continue, right? Oil's been hit. So again, buy weak names, right? Oil, nice downside move here on OIH. Again, this is the oil services. If you're going to look at oil itself, we're going to look at USO. Look at this move down again, a pullback in to $64 from 80. Like that's a big fail on the way down. But maybe right now we're finding some sort of a, you know, maybe a standing down there at 60. I still feel like oil can pull back, but look at this name. XOM. The name I kind of want to look at is Chevron because we did get a note from Berkshire that they've upped their stake now in Occidental. So Chevron's a buyback story, so is XOM. Oxy's a story I feel like needs to be talked about. Berkshire now 27% of this company and bought another $588 million worth over this last week. Look at Occidental coming right back in. And even if we go back over to a weekly chart, look at how nice this level looks. Now, if we lose 55, actually, I guess that bottom really kind of lost 55, but 54. If we lose that, I wonder about that positioning. Where does Warren dump it? Where does Berkshire get out? Unfortunately, I don't know about that story. I just worry about a break through 50. But if you're worried about that, put a stop order. You can get out of this trade just as easy as anybody else. So watch out for that. Today's a day for the banks. We talked about it on our sticky note. Buy banks. Buy any dips in any of these names. BAC continues to work. Look at the weekly on this one, falls back into 25. Again, another big, the largest bank that, again, Berkshire owns, BAC. Nice move back up. Look at the daily chart here for Bank of America. Look at the daily chart for XLF, right? Grab an ETF. Boom. Look at this XLF ETF. By the way, I'm going to take a drink of water. Join me if you have water. Up to 38 right now. XLF taking names, man. You don't even have really a red candle over the last couple weeks, man. One in there at 35. No surprise there as we take out eyes. BAC, XLF, WFC going. We had a great long today in WFC as it takes out $50 and like, wow, up 48. Nice move to the upside. So all of this, what was down today? Well, this is a surprise to me as utilities make a move back down in as well. So we take down the 200 period, utilities coming back in as, again, another rate question there with utilities. We'll find out. I own Enbridge and some of those names. I like utilities. Industrials. Look at Caterpillar go. Again, names that have been beat up, right? Sector rotation. What led the NASDAQ to where we are? We already know about Apple. We know about Microsoft, NVIDIA, AMD, the whole AI love, XOM, Meta upside, right? Google upside on some of those ads. Remember, they all warned about ad potentially coming back down in off the Middle East war, right? I don't know where that is right now. I'm interested to see the next quarter. If ad spending is back up, I think Meta and Google, big winners heading into 2024. But what's been working the last couple of days is a rotation out of growth and into value. So if you come over here, look at Caterpillar. We know it's Fed, I use air quotations like Fed pivot, but Caterpillar, huge move to the upside. And again, one of our other friends on the show, Danielle Shea, loves Deere. She talks always about John Deere. Look at this move, Deere and Company, I guess. Nice move back up to the upside, bouncing off of, again, the 200 period. So I'm looking for Costco, man. Are we out yet? Let's just see what's moving around here in the aftermarket. Not much. Not much at all moving around. So I don't see anything to talk about. Costco, I'm guessing, is not out. I don't see it out on Benzinga yet. And just drifting a little bit higher. I'd say we're not out on that. We're also waiting for Lennar to come through. I don't see that out yet either. A big mover today. I really like the IBB, the biotech sector. Are we having a problem over there, guys, at all? No, we're all good. Okay. So the mRNA, right? Moderna, a real nice name today. Nice move back up. As I say, yay, science. Stay with science. I feel like this is going to work. Nice move for Moderna again off that bottom, $70 up to 85. Look at this barcoding action in here between $83 to $80. So look, we're really excited. Coming up very, very soon. We are going to have Tammy. It's the Fibonacci Princess going to come through. So brand new guest. So be nice. You know, be nice. We had the best community out there. Period. Anyways, so. Any questions in the chat, we'll try to get to them. I have a few questions for Tammy, so that should be really exciting as well as we wait for Costco. The retail XRT, the retail Spider ETF, this is, I mean, look, Costco's going to be here. It's not a huge part of it, but nice move back up to the upside for this ETF as that just continues to work as well. I'm happy about XLE today. The energy sector Spider up 2.5% and bouncing off that 80. We cannot lose $77, $78 on this. So again, a nice move back into the 200 period. Let's see if we can continue to take that. So what was red today? We talked about the sector rotation. The Qs are at all-time highs. We talked about that over and over again on the show. All right, so as these all-time highs continue to hit, no surprise, you're going to get a little bit of a pullback. And you know what? I gave this trade to everybody today. Shorting Apple off 2 bills, right? We got as high as 199.50. Look at Apple over the last little while. Great bounce. But again, you're running into all-time highs. We have that 3 trillion valuation. So I say to myself, you know what I mean, Ramin? I know. If you're nervous about Apple, it's at $200 right now. Get out at 198, 198.50. If it goes above 200, give yourself a little bit of room. Maybe buy it back at 205. I don't know. I feel like some of these names we could start to rotate out. Rotate out of Microsoft a little bit. Again, these growth names, like these kind of high value tech names are also growth and value, right? Microsoft, Apple, Google. But now you're going to get a rotation out of this into the banks. So what are people going to sell? I feel like they're going to sell winners, and tech are winners. So it's no surprise to me why we get a little bit of a pullback in the Qs and we get a little bit of a pullback in technology. You know what else is at all-time highs? Spin it for this, man. Let's go a couple bangs right now for gold. GLD, Michael Noss, another CMT, has been all over the gold trade as well. Nice upside move for gold, took out all-time highs just the other day, and GLD representing 192. So again, another nice move for them. But what could be back from the dead? If you like China. What, does Twitter broadcast in China, by the way? We are now, they do? No, I didn't think so either. All right, so right now, join us. We are now streaming live on X. This is a brand new thing for us. So if you open up your X, I think I know we've been, but we've only been doing it now for about a week or so. And is it our account? Okay, so the Trader TV Live account, you can follow them, follow all of us, first of all, at Trader TV Neil, at Trader TV Brendan, at Trader TV Live, and at Trader TV Sean. Follow us all, and we are now streaming live on X. So that's awesome. And Tammy's ready, but you know what's not ready? Costco. Come on, Costco. What's up with that? All right, look, I'm excited for this, man. Tammy's going to talk about some upside targets, so let's bring her in. It's Trader Talking. We got a new guest for you. Tammy, welcome to the show. Can you hear me? I'm going to say she cannot. Tammy. She cannot hear. And that ends Trader Talk. That was fun. All right, back over to me now. If you guys can have that, I'll let you guys figure that out. Give me a thumbs up when she can hear, because that would be great to have her on. Just a little. That's what you call like one of those sneak peeks, you know, where you get like a little tidbit. It's kind of like a trailer on a movie there. So you just saw Tammy, and let's go, man. Everyone's excited. Is Costco out as we wait? I did want to talk about FXI. There's Costco potentially out. I do not see it yet on Benzinga Pro, but Costco mooning a little bit right now. We're looking for Costco to take out that high of 640, 642. It looks like it's going. And there it is right now. We have earnings are now out. We have breaking news now with Costco. So here it is right now. It's Costco, and it's looking pretty good. Costco quarterly sales, 56 billion. Under, though, misses 57 billion. Costco miss on the sales estimates. I do not have the earnings per share yet for Costco, but it looks like a miss, but it is not a miss with stock, as it is taking out right now, taking out that high of 640. It's 644, 645. It's Costco, but Tammy's ready, so we got Trader Talk. Hi, Tammy, can you hear me now?
I can, Sean. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Perfect. First of all, I've never had a princess on the show before, so thank you so much for joining us. It's the Fibonacci princess. Everybody in the chat's really excited, and so am I. So thank you so much for coming on. A quick little, if you can, 30 seconds. How did you, or where did that name come from, and what are you all about, Tammy?
Well, the name came from my mentor is Carolyn Borodin, who is the Fibonacci Queen. Many of you have probably seen her on TV also.
All right.
And she started training me in 2014. And of course, you know, as royalty has it, now I'm the Fibonacci princess. And, you know, I think the other thing that you probably haven't had on the TV show is somebody that sounds so Southern.
I was saying that. I was like, she has a Southern drawl, so get ready for
If
that.
you do hear some y'alls, you know, that
I like
is
it. I like
definitely
it.
gonna
Nothing
come
wrong
out.
with that.
So,
And whereabouts are you
yeah,
located?
Fibonacci Princess, and I have been trading since about 2008. My husband is a trader. He's very well known. He has been trading for over 35 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Good.
that's how I got started.
All right, let's get ready to rock and roll. I love the accent, so no worries about that. Whereabouts are you located? Did I miss that?
I'm in St. Simons Island, Georgia, which is a little small island off the coast of Georgia, about
Beautiful.
an hour south of Savannah or an hour north of Jacksonville, Florida, depending on the way you look at it.
And they can find you on X. We have the bumper below, so your name tag. So go find at Trader Tammy, Trader Tammy 1 right there on X. So, all right, we talked a little bit beforehand. There's some levels we want to talk about. Wow, the S&P is just absolutely ripping, although not quite at all-time highs yet. We saw the NASDAQ taking that out as well. 4850 on the SPX is what we're looking at. So we can share screen, so we have it up. So I'll pass the floor over to you. What are some of the targets we're looking at, and how do we get there?
Okay, so here, as far as SPX cash is concerned, of course, you've got all the moving averages on the side of the bulls. And what I mean by that is we're above the 200, above the 50, and that 5, which is the blue line, is above that red 13. What I'm looking at this moment is this larger swing that, you know, it's funny when these swings start because it doesn't feel like you're ever going to get to those targets. And then here we are. We're at them now, right? That swing started on the July 27th downward, and it bounced on October the 27th. The targets are always going to line up with whatever low that they are from when it comes to our Fibonacci analysis. And my first target is 47.43, and then that second target is 49.18. What I'm looking for now, and I mean, you know, I don't, you know, you never know if you're going to get it or not, right? But I am looking for us to have at least a pullback similar to some of these other pullback swings that you see here on the way up. I do have timing resistance along with price resistance, okay? We say many moves tend to terminate at extensions of prior swings.
Okay.
And this is an extension, anything over 100%, which
Yep.
this is a 1.272 Fibonacci number. That is going to tell you that you have gone beyond the
Right.
previous price of that swing. The first target is 47.43, like I said. So what I'm looking for now that I've got, and I've also got timing. See these pink lines at the bottom?
Yeah, okay, let's go back
That's
over it.
histogram timing. So that is price and time coming together to tell me that we could get a pullback here. Okay. Of course, nothing is ever guaranteed, but that's what I'm looking for in order to get bullish, because I would like to continue this move up to that second target, but I don't want to get involved until I see a deeper downside correction than what I'm seeing on some lower time frame.
So all of those targets there, Tammy, you know, if a trader is long, are those areas where you're looking to lighten up on your position? Like,
yes.
So if those targets are hit, are we talking about target one is a 50% you're getting out, or do you just sort of play that by feel of the market? Is there set rules potentially? Because we talk about fibs all the time on our show. The problem is I'm using them to day trade, like literally just in and out of stock as much as possible. So a lot of the times I'll use those levels to say I'll get out of a third here, then maybe at the 1.6 we'll get out of more, so on and so forth. So are those levels that we can also use if we're swing trading as well?
Absolutely, because that's actually what my husband mainly uses it for. He mainly trades SPX cash, and he uses not only the daily charts that I have, but I also do weekly analysis. Of course, I do 120-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute. I do all kinds of different time frames because, as you know, based on what time frame you're looking at different things, right? Like the daily is a go right now,
Yeah,
right? But
yep.
if we have a big enough pullback on a lower time frame chart, we're going to start getting some of that resistance that's going to maybe push us down to a deeper downside correction. But yeah, at this point, what I'm telling you to do is just trail up your stops, lock in your profit.
Right.
You're never going to go broke taking the green, right?
No, that I mean,
So why not get you some if we've got time and price coming together? And like I said, I'm not telling you that we can't blow through these. You know, I don't like to step out in front of freight trains. I am not telling you to short it here. I'm telling you to trail up your stops if you're a bullish.
Tammy, you promised me that you had that crystal ball that we could predict the future, but
hey, I have the closest thing to it.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, and we talk about that all the time, and I'm sure that you talk about this with some of your traders as well, and that is that risk management, right? Trading, and I say trading is easy, and I don't mean as in it's easy to make money. It's easy to follow rules, but you actually have to follow them. I mean, so many times we get stuck, you know, holding the bag because we think, nah, that move, you know, it's overextended. We could get a little bit of a drop, and then we'll buy more, and the next thing you know, it's down. You're like, what? And you look back at a chart and say, I just should have got out there, and I didn't, right? So those are things. I think that with your levels here, you're preaching something very similar. Because this is the first time you've been on the show, do we trade equities at all, or are you just straight futures? What are some of the other instruments that you're looking at maybe on a daily basis?
Well, what you see in front of you is basically the main charts that I look at every single day. Okay, I look at SPX, I look at NASDAQ cash. Here's NASDAQ cash. We are already through that first target off of that larger swing on NASDAQ cash.
Right.
That was it right there at 16,441. IWM, gold, crude, NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, and Amazon, of course, some of the biggies. I do have a couple of days a week on Monday and Wednesday where I take chart requests, and you're able to ask me for any chart that you would like for me to run for you.
Okay.
And if we're seeing big movements in something, we will run it. Just like you asked me to take a look at Costco.
Yeah,
so I went ahead and looked at, kind of what was going on there. But the main thing we look at, is, some of those indices and commodities.
Okay, well, let's, Tammy, now that we have Costco up there right now, let's do a little bit of work. So Costco, come over to my screen here if you guys can. Costco right now does take out that high of 640 for sure, but looks like we faded that. We got up to 647 and change. And again, we're not going to talk about the quarter. We're just going to look at some of these price movements. So again, a nice move, and look at that. This is why I say it's so dangerous to trade in the post and pre-market, especially when you just drop earnings. 650 high, basically 620 bottom. So if I look over at some of your levels there, you just kind of nailed like some of those levels in there into 630 as we trade around 630 right now. So that is that first level, 630.27. What exactly am I looking at with all of those sort of red targets in there? It just seems like a lot coming through.
Well, the reason why is because it's red 100%. It's called symmetry. What symmetry is you're looking at the prior swings in the market. So swings that have already happened, okay? As you can tell, I mean, some of these swings are really large. I don't have every single swing on here, but what I'm looking at is a lot of these swings right here.
Got it.
And I'm saying this is where you're going to potentially have support. Now, what we say with earnings is a crapshoot with our work. I would not have wanted you to look at this chart pre-earnings and say, oh, I'm going to, buy because the support is here. What I want you to do is take this information, and when the market opens tomorrow morning, because we don't do, post-market, we don't use post-market data. We only use futures 24 hours, but stocks we do not. So tomorrow morning when you get up, assuming that Costco doesn't go like this overnight and make a super huge deep downside correction, but tomorrow morning, if you get up, and that, of course, now, you know what the problem is now?
What's that?
You said that it's made a higher high, but I'm not looking at that. So the high for me right now is the high from yesterday. Okay, so if we open in the morning and we make a higher high and then pull back, then all of this will have to be recalculated because the Fibonacci numbers are calculated off the more recent high or the more recent low. So as long as that high stays in place when the market opens tomorrow morning, you can use these numbers to buy back into Costco if that is what you're wanting to do here into the, of course, the Christmas season, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. Is that something that you also look at too? Oh, well, I guess I know you're primarily on futures and whatnot, but I like sectors. Like if retail's really hot, I try to go find the best name in the sector. Like instead of trading like a TJX or a Target or something that's been hit recently. Obviously, Target's had a huge move back up, but trade something that we like with Costco. Are you a Costco member by any chance?
You know, my parents are. The only reason why I'm not is because the closest one is an hour away,
I
and
was
we have
gonna
a
say.
Sam's here in Brunswick. So, and even with me having a Sam's membership, I actually don't go very often. But my parents love. They're retired, so they don't mind driving that hour to Costco because it's kind of something they do once a month.
And then I guess when they buy the, the 40 rolls of toilet paper, maybe they slip you 10 every time you visit because.
Hey, that is the good thing is they actually like to buy bulk stuff and bulk fruit and veggies and everything else.
Yes.
And I am the recipient of that. I've got a 4-year-old and 10-year-old girls.
Amazing.
So working full time, I need all the help I can get.
Well, Tammy, thank you so much for coming through again. It's been a blast. Fibonacci, something that we don't talk enough about on the show, and I'm glad to have you come through. So promise me you'll do this again.
I would be honored to. I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me today, Sean.
Great, amazing. I'm blessed to have you as well. So thank you so much. Take care down there in Georgia, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. That's Tammy, the Fibonacci Princess. Thank you, Tammy. Ciao. All right. Thank you, Tammy. That was pretty interesting. You know, like I said on the show, I don't use Fibonacci's as much as probably I should. So I'm going to take some of these charts, look at them, and see what we can do. And that's, as traders, that's what we want to do. You want to find your edge. And here at Trader TV Live, I'm going to do my best. I reached out to Tammy, I wanted to see what can we offer. Hopefully that was insightful. We'll have her back. We'll talk about some of these levels. And again, gold, oil, some of those. Now we know what we're talking about with her. And I want to thank Tammy for coming through again. Go find her on X at TraderTammy1. I'm following her as well. You can go find that. Plus, we retweeted today's recap show. Go find it. All right, Sean's tweets. Let's go real quick because I got to get out of here. My son has chess tonight. I love that he goes IRL chess in real life. Again, the sticky note today, pretty good, man. We had a banger trade with SoFi. That SoFi long at 920, honestly, I'm still feeling about that one. That was awesome. There's Tammy right there. So, all right, we talked about this earlier, and I went chalk on this, and what I mean by that is I just picked Meta. I think with advertising moving forward into this new year, I really love everything that Meta is doing. I think the Oculus 3 is going to be really hot as well. I like Meta. I think they're the next club here, trillion. I don't mind Obi's pick with 760 and Tesla. I think that has a chance, a little undercover there with Eli Lilly. In case the market falls down, I feel like with those GLP-1 drugs, Eli Lilly and everything else they have in the pipeline, that could shoot up, especially if the market retraces. I wonder if they are sort of immune to potential market dips. What else did we tweet out? Well, we tweeted out this. This is kind of fun. All right. Actually, I should have talked to this about with Tammy. The IWM, small cap stocks are now at the most overbought since 2017. So for overbought, we're looking at RSI, which is what this is. So if you go all the way back up, you're at 78. Normally the RSI starts to scream at 70. So again, all the way since 2017, overbought. Why is that? People running to buy IWM. Little stocks haven't caught up with the NASDAQ or the S&P yet. So again, I feel like a pullback. Be careful with IWM, overbought area on the RSI. And then here's something else. We'll talk about this, then we'll get to our Thursday night play. The financial markets had their best Fed day. Their best Fed day. Read this. The financial markets had what? Their best Fed day since 2020. I guess I can't say 2009, 2009. So you're talking about when everyone was still, some of you might not have even been trading back in 2009. Best day, right? There's the line, there's the marker, best day, the financial market. So again, well received yesterday. As we now know, the pivot, baby, is on. Those are Sean's tweets. Go find me at Trader TV Sean. All right, we have a doozy of a game tonight. What a nasty game this is tonight, man. It's San Diego. It's the LA Chargers and The Las Vegas Raiders, the over-under is 36. I don't like that at all. But you know what I do like? Here we go. Look at this. This is receiving yards, right? Yeah. All right. We can zoom. There we go. I mean, it's not that much better. This is Austin Eckler's last 6 games. You see, not many receptions. But guess what? Justin Herbert's out. I don't think this new guy, Easton Stick, I never even heard of this guy. I think that he throws to their best player. Their best player is Austin. Here, I can't see his face. Their best player is Austin Eckler. Their receiving yards today is 4.5 receptions. I think check down, check down, check down. What are check downs? Those are small passes. I think Austin Eckler gets a bunch of those today. I think he got 5 last game. I think he goes over that number again today. I like Austin Eckler at plus money today. It's plus money for this over 4.5. I think that works, and I think that there's a chance that Austin Eckler reigns supreme. But let's go roll call right now quickly. All right, you stayed late with me, so let's see who's here. Thank you again so much for staying late, man. Traders stay late, and you did that. Thank you so much to Fibonacci Princess as well. JJ is here. I like that, the double name. One a J, then the other a J. Okay, yeah, you're right. You know what? Could be a good game. I'll be watching it. I had Justin Herbert in my fantasy pool, but now he's hurt, so I don't really have too much. I have QJ, Quentin Johnston. We'll see if he can do something. Hey, what's up, Lethargic? Yeah, good thing you're here. Good thing I'm not too lethargic right now. What's up to D. Westermeyer? I've outdone myself. I'll take it. Thank you so much. What's up to Rich Naples? We got to go to this. Rich Naples, Jay Hample's here. Adam DeLuz is here. What's up? Daryl's here. Thank you so much. Everybody that's here. Sam is here. Amanda's here. Bears vs. Bulls is here. Colin Clark. Yo, says Colin Clark. Hey, Adam, no problem. Thank you. Finch Jane is here. Thomas Johnson. We here, baby. You're right. We here, baby. And we back and we loving it here as well. I have to give a big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls, but this guy takes care of everything for us. So I'm going to show you right now the super chats. What got dropped today. I want to say thank you to Forrest Gump. I want to say thank you to John H. If we can go over to the charts, my screen quickly. Corey, Nicole Harris, shout out. Hey, Nicole, we had Tammy, Atlanta, Georgia. What's up? Well, you're from Atlanta. She's from Georgia. Well, again, same state. Justin, Ben, Willis, Zenod, Hampton Trader. What's up, my guy? Or girl, I guess. D-Loaf, hey, congratulations. The guy's passing everything as far as the... Hey, and if Lars gives you a hard time in the campus program, drop my name. What's up, Michael Carter, DJ Acosta, Austin, Brian, Family Channel. Thank you so much, Brian Hillier, and everybody that's joining us. Hey, we did it. That's another one. I'm Trader TV Sean. Thank you so much. We had our best day of the month today. I hope you did as well. But guess what? We ain't finished because we're back tomorrow. It's Friday. My compadre, Neil, will be back. So that's nice. So bang for that one. I want to give a big shout out to Obi, who's been filling in not once, not twice. Obi thrice? He's still right here, but it has been twice in a row. But then he filled in for Neil. Actually, that's 4 days in a row now for Obi. There he is. Look at that. Nobody's behind him, but Obi's still here, even though it says his name, my name, as he works on his sticky notes. So let's go. I got to get out of here. Thank you, Adam. I will go. My kids are waiting. Thank you, everybody. Ciao. I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 at Trader TV. Sean, go follow me. Bye.